Chapter 264. On the 11th of July, Fong Ping battled a rank 3 martial artist from Yunmeng Military School and broke through to peak rank 3. In the next 2 days, Fong Ping did not show up again. However, the martial arts world paid attention to these genius martial artists. Soon, some news spread. While Fong Ping was accumulating his invincible momentum on his journey north, on the 12th of July, Qin Fengqing, who had not appeared for many days, appeared in MCMAU as a rank 4. However, he soon disappeared from MCMAU. CCMU's Ling Yi was not well known before. In July, she had climbed to the top of the Martial Arts University Combat Strength ranking. Now that she was testing her sword in the capital region, it was highly possible that she would bump into Fong Ping. After Yao Qingjun, CCMU's Li Hansong quickly achieved peak rank 4 and officially took over CCMU's Martial Arts Society. He was known as the top student in martial arts universities. According to sources, MCMU's Zhang Yu had achieved middle stage rank 4. However, after Li Hansong achieved peak rank 4 and MCMU's old vice-chancellor died in battle, MCMAU's Martial Arts Society seemed too weak. Rumor had it that Zhang Yu intended to step down as the president of the Martial Arts Society, but it was not CLA or Qin Fengqing who the outside world had speculated. According to the grapevine, Zhang Yu had recently invited Chen Wenlong, who had been training in the military, to return to the school to be the president of the Martial Arts Society. Chen Wenlong was also a third-year student in MCMAU. However, he spent most of his time training in the military. He was a rank 3 martial artist from the same batch as Yao Qingjun, Li Hansong, and Wang Jinyang. Now that he had achieved upper stage rank 4, he was extremely powerful. Sino Nation Martial Arts University's Liu Shiji had entered upper stage rank 4 and was now in charge of the Sino Nation Martial Arts University Martial Arts Society. South Capital Martial Arts University's Chun Haoren entered middle stage rank 4 and took charge of the South Capital Martial Arts Society. According to sources, Nanjiang's Martial King Jinyang had already entered upper stage rank 4 for many days. These were the current students of martial arts universities. They were either rank 4 or true elite students who were about to achieve rank 4. However, ever since the last batch of graduates, martial arts universities had yet to produce a rank 5 student. There was a temporary gap in the number of rank 5 students, who would become the first rank 5 student in a martial arts university was also the focus of many people's attention. Li Hansong, Wang Jinyang, Liu Shiji, or would the latecomers catch up? As for Yao Qingjun, he belonged to the military school system, which was not considered the same system as martial arts universities, so he was not included. Among them, MCMAU, which was one of the 2 elite universities, appeared to be in an extremely awkward position. The students who graduated from MCMAU this year were extremely strong, with a few rank 5 students holding the fort. Even CCMU was only on par with MCMAU. However, following the deaths of many rank 3 and 4 students in MCMU in the past 2 years, the strongest student, Chen Wenlong, had only recently stepped into upper stage rank 4. However, after entering MCMAU for a year, Fong Ping had consecutively broken through ranks. At this moment, he had achieved peak rank 3. Many people were paying attention to him. Could Fong Ping, who had achieved 3 ranks in a year, reverse MCMU's declining situation? The news of the martial arts world only circulated in their own circle and did not spread out. At this moment, Fong Ping, who had just achieved peak rank 3, did not continue north. Instead, he was consolidating himself and adjusting his gains. Of course, it was also to reduce the swelling. Fong Ping did not want to go out and challenge people with a pig's head. He could not afford to lose face. After breaking through to peak rank 3, Fong Ping's ability improved again. Wealth, 22. 5 million vitality, 1,150 calories, 1,259 calories plus mentality, 530 hertz, 559 hertz plus bones honed, 126 bones, 100%, 51 bones, 90% plus, 29 bones, 30% plus. Manic Explosion had reached the stage of 5 consecutive slashes. Vajra Punch had achieved collective punching force. Cloud Step was the first middle-ranked combat technique to achieve great success. Other than that, Fong Ping had also mastered the blood arrow method. However, it was not very suitable for sparring. Blood arrow method was more suitable for life and death battles in the catacombs. On the 13th of July, Fong Ping practiced repeatedly until he had truly mastered collective punching force. Only then did he continue his journey north. Next stop, Zhongzhou Province. Yunmeng Military School was in Beihu, one of the 3 big military schools. Zhongzhou Province did not have a military school, nor did it have a famous martial arts university. However, it had famous sects, not just one. Zhongzhou was the province with the strongest sections. Following the decline of sects, martial arts universities and the military department were now the leaders in other places. Zhongzhou was the only place where the sects were considered strong. Wangwu sect belonged to the Taoist sect, Shaoshi Mountain, Wanshan Temple belonged to the Buddhist sect, and sects of all sizes. Zhongzhou was full of sections. Following the rise of martial arts universities in the entire Sino nation, the sects had declined. There were only 20 to 30 sects left. In Zhongzhou, there were more than 10 sects, occupying half. High Grandmaster Zhao Xingwu, ranked 8th on the Grandmaster ranking, was appointed as the leader of the sects alliance. High Grandmaster Zhao was from the Wanwu sect. Zhongzhou also had an entrance to the catacombs. Zhongzhou's catacombs entrance was mainly guarded by the major sections. It served the same purpose as martial arts universities. Fong Ping was most curious about the sections. Since he started practicing martial arts, he was no stranger to martial artists from martial arts universities. He was no stranger to martial artists from the military department. He had also met martial artists from the Department of Investigation Services and other departments in the political world. This included martial artists from the business world and martial artists who specialized in scientific research. He had met all of these people before. However, Fong Ping had not met a single sect martial artist. In Magic City, there was no space for sects to survive. Hence, there were no sects in Magic City. Among the rank 3 powerhouses he was going to challenge, there were 2 sect martial artists who were ranked ahead of Fong Ping. One of them was from the Buddhist sect, Wanshan Temple. On the contrary, the Wanwu sect, where High Grandmaster Zhao was from, and the extremely famous Shaoshi Mountain did not have any well-known rank 3 powerhouses. The other sect rank 3 powerhouse came from Capital City. Capital City had sects which were different from Magic City. The rank 3 powerhouse from Wanshan Temple was ranked 7th on the rank 3 overall ranking. Fong Ping dared not underestimate him. He did not head straight for Wanshan Temple. The first thing Fong Ping did when he stepped into Zhongzhou's territory was to go to Eternal Sun Village. In Zhongzhou, although there were many sects, some sects were just a few insignificant people with weak abilities. Eternal Sun Village sounded like a village, rustic and unsophisticated. However, this village was a sect, and one that was not weak at all. Eternal Sun Village had no grandmasters, but they had a rank 6 powerhouse holding the fort. Among the sects, they were considered second to none. In the rank 3 overall ranking, there was someone from Eternal Sun Village who was ranked 15th after Fong Ping, 1 rank lower than Qin Jiawang. However, between the top 20 and top 10, these people's abilities were almost the same. The order of their rankings did not mean that they had fought each other before, nor did it mean that the person ranked 15th was really weaker than the person ranked 14th. Fong Ping could not be considered to have defeated Qin Jiawang. He and Qin Jiawang fought, until both of their vitalities were depleted. In the early stages, Fong Ping had been lagging behind. In the later stages, he relied on his strong physique to slightly salvage the situation. By the time his vitality had recovered, Chun Jiawang's vitality had been depleted. Fong Ping did not have the chance to fight Chun Jiawang again after breaking through to peak rank 3. Fong Ping planned to use this person from Eternal Sun Village as a test subject. After that, he would go to Wanshan Temple to challenge the person ranked 7th. After driving for half a day, Fong Ping finally arrived at Eternal Sun Village on the afternoon of the 13th. Although Eternal Sun Village was called a village, it was actually a small town with an antique atmosphere. People who practiced martial arts generally did not lack money. Their social status was also high. Eternal Sun Village had been passed down for many years. Even if they did not care about enjoying themselves, they would not really find a rundown little mountain village to live in seclusion. Eternal Sun Village was divided into two parts. In front, there were some newly built ancient buildings that were open to the public. Eternal Sun Village could also be considered a small tourist attraction. Although it was already summer, there was still no lack of tourists. Entering the boundary of Eternal Sun Village, the first thing that came into view was a huge gatehouse. 3 large words were carved in flamboyant calligraphy: Eternal Sun Village. When Fong Ping got out of the car, holding a Chongdao in his hand, he attracted the attention of many tourists. Is that a martial artist? I think so. Look at that saber. It doesn't look fake. I heard that there are many people who practice martial arts in the unopened area behind Eternal Sun Village. Is it a martial artist from Eternal Sun Village? I'm not too sure, but he looks a little familiar. Among the tourists, there were some who discussed in low voices. However, no one dared to go near Fong Ping. In the eyes of ordinary people, martial artists, no matter how strong or weak they were, belonged to a privileged class. Especially in recent years, the government was still constantly elevating the status of martial artists. Nowadays, the polarization was getting more and more serious. However, there were very few interactions between ordinary people and martial artists. In addition, the threat of the evil sect martial artists had been made public. Some ordinary people who were previously dissatisfied with the current situation were now venting their resentment on these evil sect martial artists. Fong Ping was not in the mood to communicate with these people. He walked into the gatehouse and stepped onto the bluestone paved street. On both sides of the street, there were shops selling specialty snacks and tourist souvenirs. It was extraordinarily lively. Is such a noisy environment really suitable for practicing martial arts? Fong Ping was doubtful. Whether it was martial arts universities or military schools, they were actually all opened in quiet areas. Usually they were not open to the public. MCMU was so big. Most of the time, one might not even see a single person after walking for half a day. When practicing martial arts, one was afraid of being distracted easily. MCMU was located in a metropolis like Magic City. Its interior was also quiet and peaceful. However, this sect from Eternal Sun Village actually opened their sect in a tourist attraction. Moreover, they took the initiative to open it to the public. This was slightly out of Fong Ping's expectations. In his imagination, the sect should be opened in the deep mountains and forests. In reality, Fong Ping was wrong. Martial artists also needed to eat, drink, and poop. Unlike martial arts universities, which had government funding, sects could actually receive some subsidies from the government, though it was very little. These sect martial artists were not many in number, but they also needed to eat, drink, and poop. These things were rarely done by martial artists themselves. There were also some daily necessities and cultivation consumptions. They could not rely entirely on harvesting from the catacombs. Some martial artists lacked a source of funds. Eternal Sun Village opening up to the tourist industry was also a way out. It was not just the tourist industry. In Eternal Sun Village, Fong Ping also saw recruitment advertisements for martial arts training classes. Here, Martial arts training classes were also set up. This was also a good business to earn money. A rank for martial artist was enough to oversee it. The tuition fees ranged from a few $100,000 to a few million. However, there was still no shortage of students. A large number of ordinary people could not enter martial arts universities when they were young. After they had earned money, they would also pursue to become martial artists. Eternal Sun Village relied on the peripheral tourism industry to attract people, letting more people know that there were martial arts training classes here. This, in turn, attracted more people from the society to sign up. This was the main source of daily cultivation consumption in Eternal Sun Village. Fong Ping walked on the street, holding a guandao in his hand. He also attracted a lot of attention. After walking for a short while, Fong Ping stopped in front of a small building with a signboard that said Eternal Sun Martial Arts Training Hall. He stopped walking. After a while, a middle-aged man dressed in black martial arts training clothes walked out. The middle-aged man had a mustache. He looked dignified. When he looked at Fong Ping, there was a hint of fear in his eyes. He said in a low voice, "Little brother, are you passing by, or are you here to challenge the hall?" As soon as he said that, many people in the hall on the first floor of the small building turned their heads to look at him. On the street, there were also some tourists watching from a distance. Fong Ping sized up the middle-aged man for a moment. He shook his head and said, "I'm not challenging the hall. I'm not passing by either. I want to enter Eternal Sun Village." He was already in Eternal Sun Village now. Yet, he said he wanted to enter Eternal Sun Village. The middle-aged mustache man did not find it strange. He frowned and said, "You want to enter the village to look for someone? I'm MCMU's Fong Ping. I'm from MCMAU. I want to spar with Senior Zhang Zhenhua, MCMU's Fong Ping." The middle-aged mustache man immediately knew who the other party was. He also knew the other party's purpose. However, the middle-aged man was immediately enraged. He gritted his teeth and said, "Our Eternal Sun Village doesn't fight for fame and wealth with others. The sects are weak, and the martial arts universities are strong. We retreat again and again. But you guys come knocking on our door again and again." Last year, NMU's King Jinyong heavily injured Zhenhua. Until now, Zhenhua has been stuck at peak rank 3, unable to step into rank 4. Now, you're here to challenge us again. Do you really think our Eternal Sun Village is a pushover? Fong Ping was dumbfounded. "I didn't know. Are you venting your anger on me? I'm being wrong, too. Is Old Manly here?" Before he left, he had given Old Manly a call. If he did not come, would the people of Eternal Sun Village use him as a sacrifice? Also, Old Wang had challenged Zhang Zhenhua before. This guy had reminded him before to bring an MCMU instructor with him before he came to the sect. Could it be that he knew something like this would happen? It was highly possible. Wang Jinyang had also followed this road all the way north. Although he did not challenge too many powerhouses on the ranking list, it was not like he did not challenge any of them. The others were peak rank 3 previously. Now that it had not even been a year, it was normal for them to still be peak rank 3. He would not be implicated by Old Wang on his way north, would he? For a moment, Fong Ping did not know what to do. However, very quickly, Fong Ping took a breath and said, "I'm only here to challenge. I have no intention of bullying. Martial artists should fight for fame and wealth. Zhang Zhenhua is ranked at the top of the rank 3 combat strength ranking list. It's not surprising that I'm here to challenge him." "Uncle, why didn't you inform me that Zhang Zhenhua is a peak rank 3 martial artist who is about to enter rank 4? Does he not even have the guts to fight?" Humph! The mustache man snorted heavily. He glanced at Fong Ping and said coldly, "Fine. Since you insist on challenging him, our Eternal Sun Village is not afraid of trouble. However, you took the initiative to challenge him. In the sect, it's different from your martial arts universities. If you lose, leave some prizes. Leave your guandao. Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. The mustache man said mildly, "What? You don't dare? If you don't dare, then leave. Eternal Sun Village has no obligation to be your opponent, since you want to challenge us. Naturally, you must pay the price." Fong Ping took a deep breath and said, "What if I win?" "If you win, you'll have achieved your goal. What else do you want?" The mustache man sneered and continued, "If you have no chance of winning, I advise you to leave. If you lose your weapon in a martial arts competition, even if your MCMU grandmasters come knocking, you won't be able to get it back." Fong Ping did not hesitate for long. He said in a low voice, "Sure. The reason he came north this time was to become stronger. If he cowered and cowered before the battle, then he should not challenge the top 10 martial artists. As for losing," Fong Ping snorted. How was that possible? If it really came to that, then he could not blame him for cheating. Although this was not in line with his original intention, a B-class crescent saber was worth 50 to 60 million. Fong Ping could not afford to lose it. Hearing Fong Ping's agreement, the mustache man laughed and said, "All right then, follow me." Having said that, the mustache man turned around and looked at the people in the martial arts dojo, saying, "You're in luck this time. Follow me too. I'll let you witness a real battle between martial artists." As soon as he said that, the students in the martial arts dojo beamed with joy. In the martial arts training dojo, everyone's goal was to become a martial artist. At the aspiring martial artist stage, there were not many martial artists they had seen, let alone spectating martial artists' fights. Many of their instructors were actually aspiring martial artists too. Only when you were breaking through would middle-ranked martial artists come out from Eternal Sun Village to protect you. Now, to be able to witness a battle between rank 3 martial artists was an opportunity that was hard to come by. Fong Ping wanted to say something but hesitated. "Are you using me as a free advertisement? Have you paid me the endorsement fee?" Chapter 265. As Fong Ping followed the mustache man into the depths of the town, the students from the martial arts dojo, who followed behind, were also discussing Fong Ping in whispers. "He just said he's MCMU Fong Ping, the Fong Ping who ranks 3rd on the rank 3 ranking? It's him. I've seen the Martial Arts University Championship video before. He's already a rank 3 martial artist. Sigh. No wonder these people can enter martial arts universities. It's understandable that we couldn't get into martial arts universities back then. Even becoming a martial artist is so difficult. I heard that there are many powerhouses in Eternal Sun Village, but this is the first time I've seen their martial artists fight. Do you think they can win? I don't know. Also, is there anyone from Eternal Sun Village on the rank 3 ranking? I didn't notice. I'm not sure. Besides, that's the Martial Arts University Combat Strength ranking. Eternal Sun Village isn't a martial arts university. We don't know much about their martial artists. After all, we're not martial artists. We don't know much about martial artists. We'll only know when we become martial artists." Fong Ping heard this but did not say anything. He could only say that these people were overthinking. Most of the martial artists in the martial arts training class stopped at rank 1 or 2, and almost all of them were vitality martial artists, although it was now required everywhere that martial artists must cultivate combat techniques and be checked every year. Even if these people cultivated combat techniques, they would not know about the catacombs unless it was really critical, and they were required to enter. Otherwise, the matters of the martial arts circle would have nothing to do with them. As they entered the depths from the noisy periphery, the noise seemed to stop abruptly. After crossing a courtyard wall, the first thing that came into view was a large square. On the square, there were many people practicing punches. One of them, a skinny old man, was guiding a few 15 or 16-year-old children in their punches. When these children punched, each of them was vigorous and full of vigor. However, Fong Ping glanced at them. Their vitality was not strong, just slightly higher than the average person. He did not know whether it was because they lacked pills or because they were building their foundation first and then consolidating it later. Before the age of 18, if they had a good foundation and cultivated pole standing to a certain level, even if their vitality was not too high, their progress in the later stages would not be slow, but extremely fast. Many people did not have strong abilities when they entered martial arts universities. Most of them had around 120 calories vitality. However, in just a few years, there were many who had entered rank 3 and 4. On the contrary, before the age of 18, he had consumed a large amount of resources, but his progress was not fast. Feng Yuan's progress was not fast. In fact, she had consumed quite a lot of pills. This had to do with the fact that her bones had yet to develop and her qi and blood had yet to reach their peak. Therefore, when it came to the cultivation of second-generation martial artists, some of them who came from well-off families would cultivate earlier, not caring about the consumption of resources. Those from poorer families would have to wait until they were 18 years old or enter a martial arts university before they started cultivating. However, these people had a solid foundation and improved quickly. The mustache man brought people in. The skinny old man who was teaching fist techniques turned his head to look at them and frowned slightly. The mustache man shouted from a distance, "Third uncle, someone wants to challenge Zhenhua." "Nonsense," the skinny old man shouted. Suddenly, his eyes lit up frighteningly. He swept a glance at Fong Ping and shouted coldly, "I don't have the time to accept the challenge. Get out." "Third uncle," the mustached man shouted. He jogged over and whispered a few words. Fong Ping noticed that the old man had been staring at his Changdao for a while. He was speechless. It seemed like Eternal Sun Village was not rich. This old man was at least a rank 5 and above martial artist. However, when he saw Fong Ping's Guandao, his eyes lit up. Was he going to rob him? In reality, most rank 6 powerhouses used B-class alloy weapons. Rank 5 martial artists did not use many of them. Rank 4 and 5 martial artists mostly use C-class alloy weapons. The weaker ones, the poorer ones, used D-class weapons too. Fong Ping was using a B-class weapon. For a rank 3 martial artist, it was really a waste. The old man seemed to know about the agreement between the mustache man and Fong Ping. A smile appeared on his face suddenly, and he said loudly, "Go, get Zhenhua here." In the square, a few teenagers who were practicing fist techniques glanced at Fong Ping, and the others curiously. Then someone ran deeper into the village. Fong Ping did not care about this. He looked around. The square should be the martial arts field. The martial artists in Eternal Sun Village were almost all related. It could be said that they were from a sect, but it could also be said that it was a family martial arts inheritance. As for the attire and the like, it was no different from the outside world. There were no robes or coats, as he had imagined. However, Eternal Sun Village was probably quite poor. Most of the weapon racks in the martial arts field were made of wood. Some were made of iron. Looking at the luster, they were just ordinary steel, iron, and alloy weapons with the luster of alloy weapons. As the teenagers entered the residential area at the back, Fong Ping saw someone running toward them at high speed. "Who wants to challenge Zhenhua? He's got some guts. He's looking for death." Zhenhua is about to enter rank 4. Rank 3 martial artists who is Zhenhua's match. A group of middle-aged men and women, some fast, some slow, walked out from the depths of the village. There were not too many people, but there were quite a lot of martial artists. Fong Ping observed for a while. Eternal Sun Village could leave a name in the sect world and pass it down to this day. They still had the ability. Fong Ping saw that there were no less than 5 middle-ranked martial artists. After all, this was just a village. Even if the village was not small, judging from the buildings at the back, there were at least 100 families. Even if there were 5 people in a family, there were only about 500 people. With such a small population, Even if there were no powerhouses who came out, 1% of the people were middle-ranked martial artists. That was enough to shock people. In the huge Sun City, there were hundreds of thousands of people. Almost no middle-ranked martial artists could be seen, except for martial arts university students like Wang Jinyang. In a small Eternal Sun village, there were quite a few middle-ranked martial artists. Martial artists in the 3 lower ranks were not rare either. Such a ratio was indeed scary. Where do they get the resources to nurture so many martial artists? Or could it be that the sects have their own unique secrets? If they could produce martial artists in large quantities, the government would have done it long ago. However, Fong Ping gradually saw something. Among the martial artists, there were also many who were disabled. Resources obtained from entering the catacombs. Fong Ping had a rough idea. The catacombs was extremely dangerous. From the looks of it, for the sake of resources, the martial artists of the sects might be more hardworking than martial arts university students like him, and they cared more about actual combat. In martial arts universities, rank 1 and 2 martial artists almost never participated in actual combat. There were rank 2 martial artists, but very few rank 1 martial artists. The school would also constantly subsidize them. The sects did not have such benefits. The more it is like this, the more it means that they are willing to pay more for resources. I have to be careful this time. Right now, it seemed like his B-class glaive was a huge temptation to them. Zhang Zhenhua, who was going to fight later, might use his ultimate move. In Yunmeng Military School, it was actually a real spar. Here, however, it might not necessarily be a spar. Once in the arena, it will also be a battle of life and death. Fong Ping thought of his instructor's words again and took a deep breath. This was also what he wanted. Although they were all human martial artists, and the martial artists on the ranking list were also human elite martial artists, it was not really worth it to fight to the death here. However, survival of the fittest and breeding goo was also a very common phenomenon in the martial arts world. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, a few youths walked out from inside. When Fong Ping saw one of them, he was slightly stunned. The other party also saw Fong Ping and was slightly stunned. Then he nodded at Fong Ping and said, "Fong Ping, so it's you? I was wondering who it was. Why are you here?" Fong Ping blurted out. Zhang Zhenguang laughed. "I'm from Eternal Sun Village. Isn't it normal for me to be here?" The newcomer was CCM Hugh's Zhang Zhenguang. Fong Ping had met him a few times during the championship. Zhang Zhenguang's fighting style seemed soft and powerless, but when it was time to be tough, it was tough and fierce. During the championship, he had defeated Chen Jiaxing as a rank 1 against a rank 2. Of course, Chen Jiaxing had also fought once at that time. However, Zhang Zhenguang defeated a rank 2 as a rank 1, which proved his strength. At this moment, Zhang Zhenguang was already a rank 2 martial artist. From January until now, half a year had passed. It would be strange if Zhang Zhenguang and the others had not entered rank 2. Han Su had already entered rank 3, and the others would soon follow. "Are you from Eternal Sun Village?" Fong Ping asked suspiciously. Then, at CCMU, Fong Ping did not finish his sentence. Compared to the cultivation resources provided by his family, entering CCMU was, of course, an excellent choice. The sects were no longer complacent. Their members would also join martial arts universities, the military department, and the Department of Investigation Services. Those who got into martial arts universities would go to martial arts universities. Those who could not get into martial arts universities would stay behind in their sects or families. This was probably the current situation of the sections. Integration was a trend. However, there were still a group of sect martial artists who were unwilling to let their disciples enter martial arts universities. This would cause their sect imprint to gradually disappear, and in the end, they would be assimilated. Sects that had been passed down for many years might disappear very soon. Because Eternal Sun Village was a family-style sect, they did not reject the family disciples entering martial arts universities. This was expected. Beside Zhang Jingguang were a few young men and women. Seeing Zhang Jingguang greet Fang Ping, someone whispered, "Is this the MCMU student who defeated Third Brother's team last time?" "I think so, but I don't think he fought with Third Brother." Fang Ping and Zhang Jingguang had not fought before. CCMU and MCMU had fought twice. The first time, Zhang Jingguang did not go on stage because he was injured. The second time, he went on stage and punched Chen Yunxi at the risk of being injured. Chen Yunxi was injured and angry. In the end, Zhang Jingguang fell. Chen Yunxi vented her anger on Han Su, who went on stage next, beating Han Su until he was stunned. Speaking of which, there were still many grudges between CCMAU and MCMAU. However, both of them did not have much hatred. When they met, Fang Ping and Zhang Jingguang did not show any hatred on their faces. There was no need for that. Third Brother is only upper stage rank 2, and he's already peak rank 3. He's so powerful, even more powerful than Third Brother. Among the young men and women, there were also a few young girls who looked at Fang Ping with admiration. Zhang Jingguang, who was admitted to CCMU, was already a genius among geniuses in everyone's hearts. Now that they saw Fang Ping, who was stronger than Zhang Jingguang, it was only natural for them to admire him. Zhang Jingguang was not angry. Instead, he whispered, "Admiration is admiration, but don't get any ideas. I heard that this guy is not interested in women. When he meets beautiful women, he will beat them up. You guys, don't get too close to him." A young girl who looked not much older than Fang Yuan said in surprise, "Why? Could it be that he is?" Zhang Jingguang shrugged. "I'm not familiar with him, so I don't know what's going on." However, he had heard the rumor that MCMU Fang Ping liked to beat up female martial artists. Speaking of which, it was quite a long time ago. Not long after he entered CCMU, a few girls from CCMU had already mentioned this. It was news from MCMU. It was said that when MCMU started school, Fang Ping beat up a few female martial artists from MCMU half to death. The freshman girls were all boycotting Fang Ping. This should be true. Anyway, Zhang Jingguang felt that the possibility was very high. Otherwise, how could it have spread from MCMU to CCMU? As a peak rank 3 martial artist, Fang Ping had sharp ears and eyes. Zhang Jingguang spoke softly, but Fang Ping heard him clearly. At this moment, Fang Ping's expression was dark. He had felt that this was not right when he was in Yunmeng Military School. He was not familiar with the people in Yunmeng Military School, but the female martial artist in Yunmeng Military School knew him, and even said that he beat up women. Now, even CCMU's Zhang Jingguang knew about it. Young Xiaoman. Fang Ping let out a muffled humph. This news was most likely spread by her. Back when school started, this woman had joined forces with the girls in his class to boycott him. Now, it had spread everywhere. He would deal with her sooner or later. While Zhang Jingguang and the others were discussing, the young man who looked more mature next to him was sizing Fang Ping up. After a while, the young man said with a smile, "MCMU's Fang Ping is much more famous than me now. Why did you think of challenging me?" Accumulating strength. Zhang Zhenhua's eyebrows twitched, and he chuckled. "So, you want to create an invincible rank 3 aura? Forgive me for being blunt, but it's difficult. This kind of accumulation can't be stopped or defeated. What is invincible? In the rank 3 stage, no matter how strong you are, I can still defeat you. Qin Fengqing seems to have broken through rank 4, but there are many rank 3 powerhouses above you. CCMU's Ling Yi is close to breaking through rank 4, and has killed upper stage rank for martial artists. She, on the other hand, is only ranked 3rd in the rank 3 ranking. However, I heard from my brother that Ling Yi is very strong, at least much stronger than me. Are you sure you can defeat her?" When you accumulate strength to the peak, if you lose to someone else, you'll be helping them accumulate strength. Many peak rank 3 martial artists are waiting for people like you to challenge them. They don't have to waste too much time. Defeating you will be enough to improve their vitality. Ling Yi aside, this time you came to Chengqiu. I'm afraid you're going to challenge that little monk from Wanshan Temple, but in my opinion, you might not be his match. I've fought with him a few times and seen him a few times. Your aura isn't as strong as his. A martial artist's aura could not be used as combat strength. However, at the same rank, the same level, and the same age, Fang Ping's aura was not as strong, and he was at a disadvantage first. Fang Ping said in a low voice, "Who knows who will win if we don't fight? Even if I really lose, I'll just start all over again. The title of Invincible Rank 3 will be mine." Zhang Zhenhua could not help but laugh. "You're very confident. Last year, when Wang Jinyang came here, he didn't dare to say that. After that, he didn't continue to challenge me. Although I lost to Wang Jinyang last year, he was also injured quite badly. Now, a year has passed. He's rank 4, and I'm rank 3. However, I'm not the same as last year. Fang Ping, you might not be able to pass me. You've lost your weapon. It won't be easy for you to take it back. There's no point in talking so much. You'll know after the battle." "Fine. Looks like you won't turn back until you hit the wall." Zhang Zhenhua did not continue. The skinny old man shouted, "Disperse! All of you! People from the martial arts training class, stay away. Don't make any noise." The students from the martial arts training class felt like their eardrums were about to burst. One by one, their faces turned pale, and they retreated hurriedly. The people from Eternal Sun Village, the teenagers, and young adults also retreated a lot. The middle-aged martial artists, on the other hand, did not go far. One by one, they looked curious, standing at the side and waiting to watch the battle. Zhang Zhenhua was the most outstanding person among the younger generation of Eternal Sun Village. As for Zhang Jingguang, he had not achieved rank 3 yet. He was even weaker than his brother. However, Zhang Jingguang was a few years younger, and he was also studying at CCMU. In the future, he might not be inferior to Zhang Zhenhua. Fang Ping's age was about the same as Zhang Jingguang's. He had achieved rank 3 not long ago. Although his ranking was higher than Zhang Zhenhua's, martial artists would not admit that they were weaker unless they fought. In many people's eyes, Fang Ping was only basking in MCMU's glory, ranking ahead of Zhang Zhenhua with his ability to kill middle stage rank for martial artists. If they really fought, that might not be the case. As everyone retreated, Zhang Zhenhua took the weapons handed to him by the others. Dual maces. This was Fang Ping's first time seeing someone using such a weapon. In the outside world, Eternal Sun Village thinks of Tai Chi the most, but they don't know that we're better at weapon fighting. Zhang Zhenhua explained with a smile. He waved the dual maces in his hands casually, stirring the air. Fang Ping's expression turned slightly solemn. Maces had no blades. Strictly speaking, they were considered whips. However, maces were very heavy, heavier than most sabers and swords. In terms of technique, they were more about smashing. Of course, they could stab, flick, sweep, cover, and press. Martial artists who used maces preferred to smash people. Martial artists who used maces were also very confident. They also had a certain specialty in terms of strength. Many martial artists who were born with great strength or martial artists with abundant vitality liked to use maces. "Please enlighten me." Fang Ping stabbed his Changdao to the side. He did not pick it up. He, who had achieved collective fist force, needed a deeper understanding of Vajra Punch now. As for saber techniques, he would put that aside for now. Zhang Zhenhua did not care whether he used a weapon or not. He returned the salute and said with a smile, "Although there's no life and death involved in sparring in the arena, don't blame me for not holding back if you're hurt. Then we'll talk after you've hurt me. All right." As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Zhenhua leaped into the air. Wielding the dual maces in his hands, he smashed them down. Fong Ping wanted to test his limits, so he did not retreat. His spine straightened instantly, emitting a muffled rumble. His entire body's vitality was mobilized instantly. Although there was no vitality glow on his fists, the vitality force was restrained to the extreme. Exploding with full force. Boom. A loud bang. Fong Ping took a few steps back. His fists felt numb. When he focused, his fists were already stained with blood. Zhang Zhenhua did not chase after him. He shook his head slightly and said, "If that's all you've got, you're no match for me. There's no need to continue fighting." Fong Ping's expression was solemn. He said in a low voice, "Born with great strength, you could say that." Zhang Zhenhua laughed. Seeing that Fong Ping had no intention of giving up, he was not surprised. He leaped and attacked Fong Ping again. This time, Fong Ping did not take the attack head-on. He dodged to the side and reached out with both hands, quickly grabbing his left arm and flinging him backward. Zhang Zhenhua stomped his feet hard on the ground. 2 deep footprints instantly appeared on the granite floor. "That's not enough," Zhang Zhenhua growled. His body did not move an inch, but the dual maces flew toward Fong Ping's head. Fong Ping did not manage to fling him away in one go. He did not want to tangle with him. He quickly moved his feet and took a few steps back, dodging the attack. "Your physique is strong, and your strength is great." Chapter 266. Boom. Loud noises were heard continuously. The martial arts dojo students at the periphery all paled and retreated hastily. This was the first time they had seen rank 3 martial artists fight. Fong Ping's Vajra punch had not reached full mastery yet, but his combined punches and his vitality were strong, so his attacks were extremely powerful. His combat techniques cultivation progress was not deep, but his mentality was strong, and his reaction speed was faster than the average person. Zhang Zhenhua's strength was strong, but compared to Fong Ping, he did not have an advantage. Fong Ping dodged Zhang Zhenhua's attacks a few times, using his advantage in speed to attack his vitals. Zhang Zhenhua was even busier than him. "You think I'm still the same as before?" Now that he had achieved peak rank 3, his physique and vitality were far stronger than the average peak rank 3 martial artists. The honing of his bone marrow had increased the strength of his bones by 30%. His combat technique outburst was also more powerful than others of the same level. Zhang Zhenhua's natural strength was a big advantage to others, but it was useless against Fong Ping. Fong Ping's only shortcoming now was that he had not cultivated combat techniques for long. His proficiency was lacking, and the power of his big moves was lacking. Other than that, no martial artist of the same rank was stronger than him. Against Zhang Zhenhua, Fong Ping still focused on familiarizing himself with combat techniques. Zhang Zhenhua's speed was slightly slower than Fong Ping's. As he fought, he grew impatient and unwilling. Just as Fong Ping was about to throw another punch, Zhang Zhenhua suddenly let out a roar and swung his maces at Fong Ping's shoulders with a loud whistling sound. Fong Ping's expression changed. He wanted to dodge, but he felt a strong force pressing down on him. "You think I've never killed before?" Fong Ping's body also exuded traces of vitality. His mentality erupted instantly, pressing down on his opponent. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Fong Ping condensed all the vitality in his body into a single point and exploded in an instant. Outsiders only saw Fong Ping's toes stepping on the ground, shattering the stone floor beneath his feet. Then Fong Ping rose from the ground and flew fiercely. Opposite him, Zhang Zhenhua growled fiercely, his maces pressing down hard, smashing down violently. Just when everyone thought the two were about to collide, Fong Ping suddenly stepped in the air, his body rising a lot. This time, he avoided Zhang Zhenhua's maces. Outside, the withered old man frowned and said in a low voice, "What's going on with Zhenhua?" Even if Zhang Zhenhua's speed was slower than Fong Ping's, It was not to the extent where he could not react to Fong Ping's midair step, continuing to unleash a big move. Was he not looking for death? Right at this moment, an old man with white hair and beard stepped through the air and said with a light smile, "Mental interference." The skinny old man was stunned. The white-haired old man explained, "Mental energy." Yes. The skinny old man's expression changed. As a peak rank 5, he was still far from that stage. The white-haired old man was the strongest expert in Eternal Sun Village. If he said that, then there shouldn't be any surprises. While the two of them were talking, Fong Ping took a step into the air and straightened his body, evading his opponent's big move. Zhang Zhenhua's move had a huge vitality outburst. Before the twin truncheons landed, the crushed stones on the ground were already flying everywhere. The martial artists in the periphery quickly blocked the stones to prevent them from injuring others. Fong Ping, who was in midair, took advantage of the moment when Zhang Zhenhua's attack missed and his vitality could not be stabilized. He clasped his fists together and smashed them down from above. Boom! A loud, muffled sound was like hitting a cowhide drum. Fong Ping's fist smashed into Zhang Zhenhua's back. Zhang Zhenhua roared furiously. The muscles and bones in his back creaked. Both his feet sank deep into the ground. His entire body was almost smashed into the ground by Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not stop after one punch. With a boom, he punched again. Buffed! Zhang Zhenhua spat out blood from his mouth. He knelt on the ground and could not stand up. A beast-like roar came from his mouth. When martial artists fought, one move could determine life and death. He unleashed his big move, wanting to decide the outcome with one move. However, Fong Ping suddenly had an idea. He used mentality and his aura to suppress him. At the same time, he also interfered with him for a moment. In that moment, Fong Ping found an opportunity. With 2 punches, he knelt on the ground and could not stand up. Zhenhua, bastard. Some of the middle-aged and elderly martial artists in the periphery were furious. No one expected that after the two of them fought for a while, when Zhang Zhenhua unleashed his big move, Fong Ping would seize the opportunity and land 2 punches on his back. He knelt on the ground and could not get up. "Shut up!" The white-haired old man shouted coldly. "The sparring ends here. Young friend, you can stop now." At this moment, Fong Ping was pretentiously preparing for his 3rd punch. He aimed it at Zhang Zhenhua's head. When he heard that, Fong Ping stopped. He took a step back in the air and landed on the ground. He was extremely elegant. He smiled and said, "I was lucky. Seniors, please don't blame me." At this moment, Fong Ping was still a little excited. He had learned another move. Only grandmasters knew how to use mentality. Even Lu Fengri did not know much about it. Actually, Fong Ping did not expect that when he unleashed his aura and suppressed Zhang Zhenhua with his mentality, he could suppress Zhang Zhenhua to the point that Zhang Zhenhua's mind stopped for a moment. Fong Ping saw him pause for a moment. How could he not know that his chance had come? If not for the fact that he did not want to kill, he could have smashed Zhang Zhenhua's head with 1 punch. Even so, Zhang Zhenhua's injuries were not light. A few young men hurried forward to check on him. Zhang Jingguang looked at Fong Ping with a complicated expression. He carefully pulled out Zhang Zhenhua, whose feet were stuck in the pit. He looked at Fong Ping, wanting to say something but hesitating. Fong Ping's victory over Zhang Zhenhua was exceptionally easy. However, Zhang Jingguang knew that his big brother was not that weak. Was Fong Ping really that strong? Before Zhang Jingguang could say anything, the white-haired old man who had just rushed over said with a faint smile, "Martial arts universities like MCMAU and CCMU have a much easier time finding geniuses than us. Young friend, you've exceeded my expectations." A rank 3 martial artist had used mentality to intimidate. Although it was not too strong, it was still considered a grandmaster's method. Of course, Fong Ping could only do some slight disturbances at this moment. It was not like the Jiao he had seen before, which could directly suppress rank 4 and 5 martial artists into mincemeat. That was the real suppression of mentality. Even so, Fong Ping was still very satisfied. Mentality was something he had. It was not purely an external force like unlimited vitality. A rank 3 using mentality to suppress an opponent was also a manifestation of his strength. As for why his mentality was stronger than others, Fong Ping did not admit that it was the system's contribution. He did not use the system to forcibly increase his mentality. He could only say that he was gifted. Even without wealth, Fong Ping could still use mentality. He just had to wait for his mentality to recover on its own. "You flatter me, Master. I was just lucky," Fong Ping said humbly. He had no choice but to be humble. The other party had felt his mentality. There was an 80 to 90% chance that he was a peak rank 6 martial artist. He could not afford to offend this kind of martial artist. He had just beaten up Zhang Zhenhua. He did not want to be beaten up. Lucky. The white-haired old man shook his head lightly. If a rank 3 martial artist could use mentality, it would be a huge stroke of luck. He might not be able to find a second one. This matter could not be reasoned with. However, the white-haired old man still kindly reminded him, overexertion of mentality will cause mental exhaustion. You might not even be able to wake up. Young friend, you still have to be careful. Fong Ping nodded quickly. No wonder Lu Fengru always looked like she could not wake up. She must be training her mentality. But for him, there was no need to remind him. At most, he could just spend some wealth to replenish it. "Thank you for the reminder, Master." Fong Ping had just thanked him when the kind-looking old man suddenly said, "Young friend, you can leave now." Fong Ping's expression froze. He was chasing him away too quickly. However, it was good enough that he did not fly into a rage after hitting his precious baby. Fong Ping did not dare to stay for long. He pulled out the Chongdao beside him and left quickly. Fong Ping walked for a while. A powerful aura suddenly erupted from the white-haired old man's body. He let out a low humph and said, "Get out. If you come to my Eternal Sun Village again, I'll kill you." "TSK, do you think I'm afraid of you?" In midair, a figure appeared and disappeared. Someone could vaguely be heard sneering. "Don't die so soon. I'll fight you sooner or later. Get lost." The white-haired old man's aura was violent. Some of the martial artists nearby retreated one after another, their eyes filled with fear. "Boring stingy. I only hit your grandson. Not you. Are you going to get lost or not?" The white-haired old man was furious. He suddenly shot up into the sky. Then, everyone heard a thunderous roar. After a while, the white-haired old man landed on the ground. With a stomp, the ground cracked into pieces. Cracks spread all over the square. The skinny old man beside him focused and asked, "Who is it?" "MCMU's longevity sword." The white-haired old man let out a soft humph and said in a muffled voice, "Arrogant bastard. He used flight stance to peep without permission. If not for the fact that I don't want to make a big fuss, I'll teach him a lesson." Longevity swordsman Li Changsheng. The skinny old man sucked in a breath of cold air. "Why is this old guy out of MCMU?" "MCMU, Vice Chancellor Zhang died in battle. The 3 high grandmasters are not here. The others are guarding the catacombs. MCMU's geniuses are training. Other than him, no one else can hold the fort." Longevity sword. What a pity. The skinny old man suddenly shook his head and sighed softly. Today, among the peak rank 6 powerhouses in MCMU, Lu Fengru called herself Invincible Martial. She was known to be invincible among those below Grandmaster. Mad Lion Tang Feng was also famous. He was known as one of the top 3 below Grandmaster. Of course, there was an element of flattery in this. However, before these two people rose, MCMU's longevity swordsman was the top powerhouse with the highest chance of becoming a grandmaster. With a longevity sword, he defeated a rank 6 as a rank 5 and stepped into rank 6. Everyone thought that he was close to becoming a grandmaster. However, after the trip to the catacombs that year, the name longevity sword completely disappeared from the martial arts world. The white-haired old man let out a soft humph. What's there to feel pity about? All these years, everyone has died in battle. More than one grandmaster died in battle. Li Changxing's mentality was only severely damaged. It's luck that he didn't die. The skinny old man still said regretfully, one less grandmaster. No, maybe two. After that battle, MCMU Lu Fengru almost went crazy. Longevity sword couldn't recover from that setback. Otherwise, MCMU might have 6 high grandmasters now, firmly occupying the position of the top elite school. Things wouldn't have turned out this way. Grandmaster Zhang had to fight repeatedly. He was seriously injured, and in the end, his golden body was destroyed. The white-haired old man said no more. No matter how strong longevity swordsman was, that was in the past. Today, Li Changxing was only in normal peak rank 6. His mentality was severely damaged and could not be healed. He had no hope of becoming a grandmaster. Sooner or later, he would make a trip to the catacombs. Longevity sword would no longer exist in this world. Fang Ping, who had left in a hurry, naturally did not know about this scene. After defeating Zhang Zhenhua, Fang Ping was in a very good mood. He did not stay long in Eternal Sun Village. Fang Ping drove overnight to Wanshan Temple. This was also the strongest opponent he had faced during this trip, 7th on the rank 3 ranking. Rumor had it that Wanshan Temple was guarded by a grandmaster. Fang Ping did not know whether it was true or not. This was because Wanshan Temple's grandmaster had not entered the grandmaster ranking. Fang Ping had asked Old Man Li about it. The explanation Old Man Li gave him was that Wanshan Temple's old monk had entered Chengchao's catacombs for 6 years. He had not returned for 6 years. The probability of him dying was extremely high. However, if a grandmaster fought or died in Chengchao's catacombs, High Grandmaster Zhao Xingwu, who was guarding Chengchou, should be able to sense it. Right now, there was no sign of a grandmaster dying. That Wanshan Temple's old monk might not have died. He might have gone deep into the catacombs. However, he had not come out for 6 years. The chances of him surviving were really not high. The grandmaster ranking no longer recorded this old monk's name. Whether he was alive or not would depend on the future. On the night of the 13th, Fang Ping arrived at Yuntai Mountain where Wanshan Temple was located. On the 14th, Fang Ping had just entered the mountain. At the entrance of the mountain, a young, bald monk dressed in a monk's robe put his palms together and bowed, smiling like Maitreya. Almsgiver Fang, this little monk has been waiting for a long time. Flowery monk. The little monk's expression stiffened. He smiled faintly and said, Almsgiver, you seem to have some misunderstanding about this little monk. Fang Ping gripped his glaive and teased, I'm not the one who said this. When the rank 3 ranking list was released, no one else had a nickname except you. Flowery Monk Jessa. You're the first martial artist whose name on the ranking list was leaked. I heard that you often go down the mountain to seek pleasure. Monk Jessa's fair cheeks reddened slightly. He chuckled and said, Almsgiver, you've misunderstood. Rumors can't be taken seriously. For example, Almsgiver Fang is rumored to hit women's breasts. Can this be taken seriously? Fang Ping smiled and said, I've done it before, so the rumors are true. Monk Jessa's expression stiffened. After a while, he said, We can't get along. Even if you didn't come, I was prepared to challenge you. Since you're here, let's do it. This, Fong Ping glanced around. There were quite a number of tourists around. This is it. The country is in danger. Everyone has a responsibility. Everyone should respect martial arts. You shouldn't be a monk. You should be a monk instead. As soon as Monk Jessa finished speaking, the monk's robe on his body burst into pieces, revealing his muscular upper body. He laughed and said, "You're a hindrance. Zhang Zhenhua was defeated by you. No rank 3 in Chengzhou can defeat me. It's good that you're here." Flowery Monk's figure is not bad. This time, Fong Ping did not abandon his saber. There were many tourists around. He had to fight handsomely and win decisively. As soon as they finished speaking, they had already leaped into the air. The monk's staff and the glaive collided instantly. The booming sound reverberated in the mountains. Halfway up the mountain, Old Man Li pursed his lips. An old monk in a kasaya beside him also revealed a smile. He smiled faintly and said, "It's good to be young. Are these two little bastards fighting an exhibition match?" Old Man Li cursed. 2 rank 3 martial artists. Instead of fighting on the ground, they fought in the air. They must be out of their minds. However, fighting in the air did look much more handsome. They're young people. The old monk's face was blooming with smiles. He did not know why he was so happy. At the foot of the mountain, midair, Fong Ping's glaive was waved in an airtight manner. Occasionally, the slashes would cause explosions in the air. Monk Jessa's expression was solemn. However, he was ranked 7th among rank 3 martial artists. His reputation was not undeserved. The monk staff was only for show. Monk Jessa tossed it casually. The monk's staff pierced straight into a stone wall. In the next moment, the muscles all over Monk Jessa's body bulged. His fair skin instantly glowed golden. Amidst the exclamations of the spectators from afar, Monk Jessa's palms turned into palms. He put on a show of snatching the white saber with his bare hands. Fong Ping's B-class glaive unleashed 5 consecutive slashes. The momentum was astonishing. Monk Jessa, on the other hand, put his palms together and clamped the blade between them. In midair, Fong Ping's hair stood on end. His arms bulged, causing his jacket to explode. Holding the glaive, he pushed the little monk all the way to the stone wall, not far away. "I'm not playing with you anymore." Monk Jessa laughed loudly. All of a sudden, he let go of the glaive and dropped straight down. Fong Ping was not surprised. Fighting in the air was cool, but it was difficult to exert force. It consumed a lot of vitality. If the monk did not go down, he would. Looking down from above, Fong Ping held the glaive with both hands. The blood-red glow on the blade flashed and disappeared. He slashed downward instantly. Monk Jessa stepped on the ground with his toes. His figure flashed, disappearing in front of the stone wall. Fong Ping's glaive did not slow down, still slashing toward the stone wall. Boom. After a loud crash, a saber mark a few meters long and tens of centimeters deep was left on the stone wall. Fong Ping did not stop. He turned around and slashed at Monk Jessa, who was attacking him. Halfway up the mountain, someone growled in a low voice, "Tearing down the mountain? You 2 bastards. The next time I see you, I'll slap you to death." As he said that, he looked at the silent Li Changxing duo with a fearful expression. He let out a humph and left with the midair step. Wanshan Temple did not own such a huge mountain. At the foot of the mountain, the place where Fong Ping and Monk Jessa battled was already a mess. In the past, Fong Ping had seen the battlefield left behind by 2 rank 8 grandmasters. At that time, Fong Ping thought that rank 8 grandmasters were very strong, inhuman. Until today, Fong Ping had long understood that when human rank 8 powerhouses battled, it was just to measure the other party's strength. It was more of a battle of mentality, not reality. The battlefield left behind that day was probably just damage caused by mentality overflowing. Brother Ma and Grandmaster Tem might not have fought with their golden bodies before. At this moment, he and the little monk were completely unscrupulous. The battlefield left behind by the battle might not be any weaker than the one left behind by a rank 8 that day. Inhuman. They were considered inhuman now. If breaking steel easily was not considered inhuman, then what was considered inhuman? Peak rank 3 martial artists fighting with all their might without any scruples. The destructive power was beyond imagination. There were many onlookers watching this battle. Many ordinary people were shocked to the extreme. Walking in the midair, splitting mountains, and splitting rocks. Was this a martial artist? What rank? Grandmaster? They did not dare to think too low. Grandmaster? Was that possible? Both of them were so young. Now that both of them were fighting, no one dared to watch closely. However, when the monk was waiting at the foot of the mountain and Fong Ping went up the mountain with his saber, many people saw it. Both young people, very young. Martial artist. This is a martial artist. No matter how many times they said it, they did not feel the shock of what was happening. In the crowd, a man with a cunning smile was holding a video camera with one hand. He danced with joy, spittle flying everywhere, saying, "Do you see this? This is just a battle between rank 3 martial artists. I'm also a rank 3. Didn't you all doubt the authenticity of me? Lou Dolly, breaking steel bars with my bare hands? Do you still doubt it now? Lou Dolly, just don't care to explain." Chapter 267. Bang. With a dull thud, Monk Jess's palm landed on Fong Ping's chest. Fong Ping was unmoved. He puffed out his chest, causing Jess's palms to go numb. "I knew you were a pervert." "I'm not a pervert," Monk Jessa sneered. He turned his palm into a finger and stabbed at Fong Ping's eyes. He was playing dirty, so Fong Ping did not go easy on him. Before his fingers could attack, Fong Ping's throat bulged and a mouthful of blood shot out. Monk Jess's expression changed slightly as he raised his hand to block. Pooh! The blood arrow pierced through his skin and hit his bones, producing a metallic, creaking sound. Jessa, the monk's expression changed again. What a powerful force! If he was shot in the head, he would be crippled even if he didn't die. "It's just a spar. Why are you so cruel? Not as savage as you." Fong Ping sneered. The two of them provoked each other as they fought. "Watch my 6 consecutive slashes." Fong Ping let out a sudden roar. The monk acted as if he was facing a formidable enemy, but Fong Ping's 6 consecutive slashes did not come. Instead, a puncture kick was aimed directly at his genitals. Bastard! Monk Jessa was enraged. He aimed a punch at Fong Ping's toes. Their fists and legs collided, and both of them took a step back. "Watch my 6 consecutive slashes. Kill your grandfather." Jessa cursed, but in the next moment he stomped on the ground and retreated hastily. On the other hand, Fong Ping's expression was solemn, his face flushed. "Execute 6 consecutive slashes." "Ha!" With a loud roar, Fong Ping moved his feet and caught up to Jessa in an instant. Jessa was about to use the midair step to evade when Fong Ping released his mentality abruptly. Jessa's footsteps faltered. He had no choice but to stay where he was. He let out a roar, his voice like a great bell. Then, a thick, blood-red glow erupted from his fists. Unaffected by the counterattack, he hammered Fong Ping's Chongdao rapidly. Boom! A loud sound rang out. 1 slash, 2 slashes, 3 slashes. The first 3 strikes were blocked by Monk Jess's fists, using his offense as a form of defense. The 4th saber slashed down, but blood splattered from his right hand. On the 5th strike, the scar on his left hand was deep into the bone. Jessa bellowed, "Try to execute the 6th slash. If you can't, you can just wait for death." Before he could finish his sentence, Fong Ping had already unleashed the sixth slash. As soon as the slash was unleashed, Fong Ping's face paled instantly. The monk opposite him also paled. He let out an angry roar and was about to take the attack head-on. He was disrupted by Fong Ping's mentality and had no choice but to stay where he was. He could either take it or be killed. Fong Ping's saber had already slashed out, even producing a sonic boom. His expression changed slightly. Halfway up the mountain, Li Chongqing frowned and said, "The monk is about to die." The old monk's expression was solemn as he said in a deep voice, "He can block it." "Idiot, you'll die if you can't block it. You're really confident." "Yes, Jesse can do it." The old monk seemed to be comforting himself. He stared at the foot of the mountain and kept turning the prayer beads with his right hand. Just as the old monk was about to make a move, Jesse, who was at the foot of the mountain, let out a wild roar. It was as if all the vital energy and blood in his body had been depleted in an instant. His arms glowed with a golden yellow hue, revealing a tinge of blood. In the blink of an eye, an explosion resounded. Jesse the monk flew backward. While he was in midair, blood splattered all over the ground. Fong Ping also knelt on one knee, panting heavily as he stared at the monk opposite him. Jesse the monk flew backward and crashed into the stone wall, causing a loud rumble. After a while, Jesse the monk crawled out from the human-shaped hole in the stone wall. Blood flowed from his mouth. He panted and said, "You tricked me. No one said you could execute 6 consecutive slashes." Fong Ping saw that he was only injured and not dead. He breathed a sigh of relief and said mockingly, "Do I have to report my ultimate moves to you, bastard?" Jesse the monk cursed. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. Fong Ping had given it his all in that slash. He had taken it passively but was still slashed by the B-class Chongdao. He was already heavily injured, and his internal organs were injured badly. Right now, he had no combat strength left. "Fine, cough, cough, you win." Jesse the monk cursed. He did not even want a staff anymore. He crawled up and walked up the mountain. It was too embarrassing. He was severely injured and bathed in blood right at his doorstep. How could he face anyone? Fong Ping suddenly laughed out loud. "I was just kidding. I was F*King scaring you. God knows how I managed to execute 6 consecutive slashes. It might have something to do with collective strength. He really did it. If not for that, he would have almost lost to Jesse, the monk, even if he used all his combat skills and even his mentality. But now he had won." Fong Ping laughed out loud, as if there was no one else around. Sure enough, actual combat is the best way to cultivate combat techniques. I did not recover my vitality. I defeated the flowery monk, who was ranked 7th, with my true strength. After laughing for a while, Fong Ping felt lost. My bone marrow is like mercury. My mentality can almost be released externally. Yet, I almost lost when I met Jesse, who was ranked 7th. These people were also young and rank 3 martial artists. Why were they so strong? Am I that weak? Fong Ping scolded himself in a low voice. Then he said confidently, "But I still won. When I execute 7 consecutive slashes, or even the final collective strength, combining 7 consecutive slashes into one, I will be invincible among the rank 3 martial artists." Old Man Li said that he would be invincible with 7 consecutive slashes. But Fong Ping felt that he had to combine 7 slashes into one. His opponents were not only the current rank 3 martial artists, but also those in the past and in the future. The rank 3 martial artists in Fong Ping's batch might not be able to compare to the rank 3 martial artists in the previous batch. Wang Jinyang, Yao Qingjun, Li Hansong, and the others had already stepped into upper stage and peak rank 4. They were all ridiculously powerful. He was invincible among the rank 3 martial artists now. What about the previous batch? If I continue heading north, I think I will become stronger and stronger. When I return north, I will be invincible among the rank 3 martial artists. Fong Ping propped up his Chong Dao, recovered his vitality, and strode out of the mountain. After walking for a while, Fong Ping suddenly turned around and looked at the stone wall. The Zen staff was still there. After touching it, Fong Ping cursed out loud. The flowery monk was too much. Fong Ping thought that the shiny golden Zen staff was made of alloy. Only after touching it did he realize that it was made of iron, plated with copper. No wonder this guy did not even want the Zen staff, and ran away. Even if he gave it to Fong Ping, he would find it troublesome. Bah! Poor monk! After cursing, Fong Ping left quickly. July 13th, Fong Ping battled Zhang Zhenhua, ranked 15th, on the rank 3 ranking list. He won. July 14th, Fong Ping battled Monk Jessa, ranked 7th on the rank 3 ranking list. He won. In just a few days, Fong Ping entered peak rank 3. Manic Explosion had 6 consecutive slashes. The news that he was suspected to have a mentality intimidation secret skill spread quickly. In 2008, Wang Jinyang went north. He only challenged rank 3 martial artists who were not on the ranking list. Even if there were martial artists who were on the ranking list, they were very few. As for Fong Ping, he went north all the way, challenging powerhouses at the top of the rank 3 ranking list. He won each and every one of them. In an instant, he became famous. At the same time, on the internet, a video was circulating. A battle between peak rank 3 martial artists, 2 peak rank 3 martial artists fighting in the air, splitting mountains and splitting rocks, shattering the earth with their feet. Was this peak rank 3? Many people saw it and found it hard to believe. Some people recognized Fong Ping. He was ranked 3rd on the Martial Arts University rank 3 ranking list. If the 3rd was this strong, what about the 1st and 2nd? Where did that monk come from? July 15th, Sino Nation Martial Arts Association announced a comprehensive ranking list. Sino Nation Martial Arts rank 3 ranking list. Chun Qiufeng peak rank 3 martial artists directly under the military department. Ranked 1st, Guoxian peak rank 3 martial artists directly under the military department. Ranked 2nd, Ling Yi peak rank 3 CCMU student. Ranked 3rd, Su Xiaobing peak rank 3 true martial sect disciple. Ranked 4th, Yu Chun peak rank 3 Deputy General Manager of Hope Group's subsidiary group. Ranked 5th, Fong Ping peak rank 3 MCMU student. Ranked 6th, Jessa Dharma name peak rank 3 Wanshan Temple disciple. Ranked 7th. The ranking list was updated again. Qin Fengqing broke through to rank 4 and disappeared from the ranking list. Fong Ping defeated Jessa and replaced his original position of 6th place. In a short half a month, Fong Ping went from 9th to 6th. This ranking list did not announce the results anymore. Some of the information was not convenient to be disclosed to the public. However, this ranking list still caused a huge uproar. What's going on with Wanshan Temple? Isn't it a temple? There are martial artists too. True martial sect too. Is this considered a sect? Does the military department train martial artists too? I always thought that the military department is full of normal people. The martial artists in the military department are all so strong. Are you stupid? If the military department doesn't have martial artists, how can they manage these martial artists? Won't they turn the world upside down? The monk who fought with Fong Ping was Monk Jessa. There are sects in Sino Nation. This is unbelievable. Countless people were shocked and dumbfounded. This was the first time they knew that there were sects in Sino Nation. This was the first time they knew that other than martial arts universities, there were many other places that trained martial artists too. Similarly, this was the first time many people knew that rank 3 martial artists were so strong. Were Fong Ping and Jessa strong? In their opinion, they were too strong. Fong Ping's previous results were killing a middle stage rank 4 and escaping from a rank 6. What about now? He was now ranked 6. He was so strong, and there were still 5 people riding on his head. Rank 3 was so strong. What about rank 4? Rank 5? Grandmasters. Before this, everyone thought that Grandmasters were equivalent to humanoid RPGs. Could they still think that way now? After the video of the rank 3 Fong Ping and Jessa's fight was released, everyone dared not think that way anymore. If Grandmasters were only this strong, then there was no need to differentiate between rank 4 and rank 5. Fong Ping went all the way north, challenging powerhouses on the ranking list. It looks like he wants to be number 1. In the video that was released, Lu Dali said happily, Lu Dali, will continue to follow up. According to the schedule, Fong Ping's next stop is Beha Province, where the Hope Group is located. Chairman Yu of the Hope Group is also the only rank 3 martial artist from the business world who is ranked in the top 10. It is not surprising that powerhouses from the military department, the SEX, and the martial arts universities produce powerhouses. Yu Chen of the Hope Group is not from a martial arts university, nor is he from the military department or the sections. He is also young, just 30 years old. All this while, no one has a clear concept of the combat strength of martial artists from the business world. This time, maybe we can see the combat strength of martial artists from the business world. Maybe we can see the clash between CCMAU and MCMAU, the clash between martial arts university students and military department martial artists. I'm looking forward to it. However, in order to raise travel expenses, I hope that everyone can go to Kudu and watch some of my previous videos. Back then, I risked my life to film the rank 8 Grandmasters battle, but you don't have to watch it on demand. In order to benefit everyone, I have already authorized the website to let everyone watch it for free. It's a pity that I didn't get to watch the rank 8 Grandmasters battle up close. But don't worry, if there is another Grandmaster battle, Lu Dali, will definitely risk my life to film it. Just saying, those who were ignorant had no fear. When he saw the scene of a peak rank 3 martial artist fighting like this, Lu Dali was scared out of his wits. I didn't die back then? Outsiders did not know the difference between Grandmasters and rank 3. How could he not know? However, he had never seen a Grandmaster fight. The last time he heard someone mention it, so he was curious and went to film it. In the end, he realized it seemed to be acceptable. Now that Lu Dali knew, he got his life back. As a middle stage rank 3 martial artist, Lu Dali came from a martial arts training class and was also a weirdo among martial arts training classes. It was rare to achieve rank 3 in 10 years. If a rank 3 martial artist like him went to the military department or other places now, he could also live comfortably. However, Lu Dali had no intention of doing so. He kept doing his old business. As for the catacombs, he had not reached upper stage rank 3. Not many people looked for him, so he really did not know much about it. That was why he had never seen a Grandmaster fight. Now that he thought about what happened last time, Lu Dali felt a lingering fear. He did not succeed in courting death. God bless him. As for a peak rank 3 martial artist like Fong Ping, although he was much stronger than him, it was still acceptable. He would not die as long as he was not hit directly. He could film it secretly and earn some money for pills. Fong Ping did not read the news online. However, he still knew about some things. When Fong Yuan called, her tone was extremely dissatisfied. Fong Ping, didn't you say you had something to do? Why did you go looking for people to fight again? This time, he was not killing evil sect martial artists. He finally had a summer break and a few days of rest, but Fong Ping actually went out to fight monks again. In the hotel, Fong Ping maintained his Changdao while laughing. Didn't your brother fight for first place for you? Now I'm in 3rd place. You're in 6th place. Sixth place, the new ranking list said. Fong Ping only knew that the new ranking list had been announced after Fong Yuan finished speaking. He laughed. Yeah, I'm only in sixth place. Do you think I, your brother, am someone who would submit to others? I must get first place. When I get first place, I'll go back. Don't worry, it won't be long. If everything goes well, I'll be back by the end of the month. There were still 5 people in front of him. He did not have to challenge them one by one. It would depend on his improvement. Fong Ping felt that once he achieved 7 consecutive slashes, he would directly challenge first place. Is it dangerous? I saw you beat up the monk until he vomited blood. There's a video on the internet. Fong Ping was a little slow to realize. Yeah, it's really popular. Many people are watching it. My classmates saw it too. They were all shocked. Only now did they know how powerful you are. Fong Yuan was a little proud. Usually, everyone only knew that her brother was powerful. They did not know how powerful he was. Now they knew. Cutting a mountain with 1 slash. There's no danger. I was just fighting for fun. It's nothing to vomit blood. Your brother, I vomit blood every day when I cultivate. Fong Ping gave a perfunctory reply. He then asked, is the online video popular? Is there a fee? There's a fee. 10 cents per view. Fong Ping understood. He cursed in his heart. Damn it, did they pay me a copyright fee? He would definitely look into this matter. 10 cents was so expensive. Everyone was curious about martial artists now. There were more than 1 billion people. Even if there were 100 million people watching, it would still be 10 million. This matter would not end without 8 million. Fong Ping made a mental note of this. He was not in a hurry. He was a peak rank 3 martial artist who was about to enter rank 4. He would wait until their videos became more popular and earned more money. He would then scam them. If they did not pay up, he would call a bunch of martial artists to block the door. He chatted with Fong Yuan for a while and comforted her for a while. The girl did not say much. At least, she only saw Fong Ping beating people up. She did not see Fong Ping being beaten up. Chapter 268. Although Fong Ping had won by defeating Jessa, he had also expended some of his wealth. In the hotel, Fong Ping frowned. The path of challenge was to accumulate strength and make himself stronger. It was imperative. However, blindly spending his wealth was not what he had expected. How do I gain both fame and fortune? Fong Ping thought for a while, and suddenly thought of something. He took out his phone and called Li Qingze. As soon as the call went through, Fong Ping said, "Get someone to prepare a martial arts uniform for me with the Distance Company's promotional uniform printed on it. Also, start promoting the fact that Distance Company is my company on a large scale. With the new Martial Funds cooperation, they could seize the opportunity to thoroughly spread Distance's fame. Now is the best opportunity. The government has only released the rank 3 ranking list. Rank 3s like us are at our peak now. This is a rare opportunity. A grandmaster was too far away from them. He also wouldn't fight in public for no reason. It would be too embarrassing. Rank 3 martial artists like Fong Ping did not have to worry about this. Now, the government was slowly promoting the commoners to deepen their understanding of martial arts. Fong Ping had just defeated Jessa, so he was the center of attention. At this time, almost everyone was concerned about his path of challenge. Everyone was looking forward to Fong Ping's journey north and challenging powerhouses more than the rank 8 Grandmaster battle. Li Qingze was stunned for a moment. After a while, he said, "Wouldn't this be? I don't care." "Why do you care?" "Oh, right." Fong Ping paused and said suddenly, "Look at the situation and contact all the scenic spots and tourist resorts. See if anyone is willing to sponsor us. I can choose the location of the challenge to be near the scenic spots or resorts. Also, I can extend the time and wait for the reporters and the public to gather." Li Qingze was completely dumbfounded. Is that even possible? After hesitating for a moment, Li Qingze said dryly, "Isn't it a little too utilitarian in everyone's eyes? Martial artists did not have the stench of money. Although there were also martial artists among those celebrities and businessmen, in the eyes of many, they were martial artists and not considered martial artists. Martial artists in business were often forgotten by others." Fang Ping's journey of challenges was more in line with the image of a martial artist in everyone's mind. Fang Ping explained, "Martial artists need to cultivate too. They need to eat and drink too. How can they cultivate without money?" This was an opportunity. If he missed this opportunity, there wouldn't be another one. It doesn't matter if you're taking a loan or something. It's the best time to start expanding quickly. All right, as long as you don't have any objections. Li Qingze was also afraid that Fang Ping would feel that it was inappropriate. In reality, Fang Ping was the one who suggested it. If that was the case, of course, he would be happy to do it. Now, everyone was paying close attention to Fang Ping's path of challenge. Could Fang Ping reach the top of rank 3? These were all things that everyone cared about. Moreover, Fang Ping was very young. He was a martial arts university student. All these made everyone feel that if Fang Ping could do it, even if they could not, their own children could. After chatting with Li Qingze, Fang Ping suddenly thought of someone. After tidying up, Fang Ping hurried downstairs. As he descended the stairs, he sensed that someone was following him. Fang Ping stopped abruptly and shouted, "Come out!" Behind him, it was empty. After a while, Lu Dali walked out with a sheepish smile, still holding a camera in his hand. He laughed dryly and said, "Hello, Student Fang." Fang Ping stared at him for a while. He had planned to settle the score with him later, but it would be the same to settle the score with him now. "Were you the one who leaked the video of Jessa and me?" "That 91, I'll take 9, and you take 10. Lu Dali's expression was blank. Was it appropriate to talk about splitting the score the first time they met? Fang Ping saw that he did not answer, and immediately said, "What, you're not willing? You followed me, filmed me, and uploaded the video without my permission. According to the rules of the martial arts world, you have to accept even if I challenge you to a death match. Are you sure you want me to do this?" Lu Dali was dumbfounded. "I don't fight. Mr. Fang, of course, I'm not the kind of person to haggle over every ounce. We'll talk about splitting the score later. If you help me with something, I won't challenge you anymore." Lu Dali said immediately, "Go ahead, go ahead." Fang Ping looked around. He went forward and grabbed his shoulder, pulling him toward his room. Lu Dali's expression changed. He said in a small voice with a long face, Mr. Fang, I think that between men." Actually, Fang Ping glared at him. This guy had a wretched look on his face. What was he thinking? When they returned to his room, Fang Ping asked him to sit down. Seeing that he was uneasy, Fang Ping ignored him and said directly, "Do you want to record a video of me fighting someone else?" "Yes, that's good enough. I'll give you this chance, a fair chance. Of course, if you want to make a profit from the video, you have to split the money with me. Also, find some fake reviewers and hype it up online. For example, no matter who I challenge next, hype it up to the highest point. For example, if I challenge Ling Yi, focus on the main point. Say that Ling Yi is known as the #1 beauty in the martial arts world and is as beautiful as a flower. Or add something else. Say that she and Han Su have a story that must be told. When CCMU was defeated by MCMU, Ling Yi wanted to avenge Han Su. You can even add oil to the fire and say that Han Su and I are rivals in love because of Ling Yi. You can even do that. Lu Dali was dumbfounded. Was that even possible? Then what if she gives me trouble? Are you stupid? Can you let others know that you did it? They won't waste their energy to investigate. It's just gossip. Who knows if it's true or not? Anyway, just hype it up, then upload the video. Also, help me promote my company Distance Company. It's a reliable company that I opened. Don't be too special. When I was competing, I wore a distance publicity uniform with small words on it. Your eyes are sharp, so you noticed the words, and then you mentioned it unintentionally. Lou Dolly listened with a dumbfounded expression. He could do that. Also, when you're filming, talk about me more. You have to say a few words about the opponent. Mainly say that the opponent is strong, very, very strong, and highlight that I'm stronger. Don't do this and that. Otherwise, wait for me to challenge you. Don't forget, you were the one who provoked me first. Lou Dolly wanted to cry, but had no tears. I only filmed a video. Do you have to do this? In his eyes, Fong Ping was a super powerhouse among the rank 3 martial artists. This kind of person should not be involved in worldly affairs, a martial arts fanatic. But now he had been captured to do hard labor to cooperate with Fong Ping to promote himself and his company. He even asked him to hire fake reviewers to build momentum, gossip, and promote. Was this still the martial arts powerhouse that he had imagined? Mr. Fong, isn't this a little too? Cut the crap. Why don't you take a punch from me now? If I don't kill you, then you can say this. Of course, I won't kill you, but I can still break a few of your bones. Who asked you to stalk and film me? Lou Dolly wanted to cry, but had no tears. He said sheepishly, Then how do you think we should split the profits from the video? 9-1. Seeing Lou Dolly's unhappy face, Fong Ping coughed dryly. 8-2. You're only filming a video. If I don't look for you, I can look for someone else. Do you think you're unique? I'm the one risking my life when I fight with others. You're just watching from the side. I'm giving you 20%. Isn't that fair? That's true, but if other people film as well, if they dare to upload without my permission, I'll sue them until they go bankrupt. Don't worry about this. Of course, if we earn a sum, we can publicize the video for free and expand our influence again. All right. Lou Dolly accepted the conditions, but he still could not wrap his head around it. How did he suddenly become working for Fong Ping? Fong Ping pondered for a moment and said, See if you can contact some scenic spots. After you've contacted them, help them advertise it. For example, say that this is the battlefield of future grandmasters so that more people can come and watch. Previously, when we were at Wanshan Temple, Yuntai Mountain was already a famous scenic spot. Changing it to a less famous one would be a great help to them. Lou Dolly was completely convinced. Fong Ping was even more greedy than he was. The two of them discussed the matter. Soon, Li Qingze had someone deliver Fong Ping's custom-made martial arts uniform. There was an inconspicuous name, Distance, embroidered on the arm. The contact with the scenic spots was completed in no time. Right now, Fong Ping happened to be the center of attention. A newly built tourist resort in Beha had offered $5 million, inviting Fong Ping to choose their location as the battlefield. Fong Ping was actually not very satisfied with $5 million. However, it was only the beginning. No one had seen the results yet, so he could not ask for too much. However, Fong Ping was not satisfied with the price. After entering the Beha area, he did not challenge Yu Qin directly. Instead, he found a rank 3 martial artist ranked in the 40s to test his skills. If he wanted to challenge Yu Qin, he would have to see if anyone else offered a higher price. He would have to change the location. Moreover, Yu Qin was a peak rank 3 powerhouse, so it was not easy to ask him out. Fong Ping had to think of something else. On July 17th, Fong Ping challenged the president of the Beha Martial Arts University Martial Arts Society, ranked 41st in the rank 3 ranking at the Beha Tourist Resort. This time, Fong Ping sent a challenge invitation, and the other party readily agreed. Martial arts university students were still young and hot-blooded. Fong Ping took the initiative to challenge, so there was no reason not to accept. Beha Martial Arts University was much weaker than MCMAU, so there was no shame in losing. The two of them battled in the Beha Tourist Resort. There were many onlookers. Fong Ping and his opponent fought for 15 minutes before he defeated him. For martial artists, such a long time was actually unexpected. Fong Ping and Jess's battle lasted less than 10 minutes. Fong Ping took 15 minutes to defeat the 41st ranked martial artist. This surprised many. Soon, a video was uploaded on the internet. It was very clear, exceptionally clear. Lu Dali was the only reporter who was authorized to enter the battle zone. In the video, he talked until his mouth went dry. He praised the strength of the NMEU Martial Arts Society president who fought Fong Ping. Of course, he was defeated by Fong Ping in the end. As for the distance logo that Fong Ping inadvertently revealed, it was also seen by the sharp-eyed Lu Dali. Soon, Lu Dali remembered the famous distance company in Magic City. Now, many people in Magic City knew that distance company was actually Fong Ping's company. As for why Lu Dali, who was not from Magic City, knew so much, there were not many people who cared. On July 19th, Fong Ping challenged Hope Corporation's Yu Chen. The venue was set to be at Hope Tourist Hotels Plaza. Yes, Hope Hotel. As a business martial artist, Yu Chen was not lacking in business acumen, even though he was a powerhouse. When Fong Ping set the time and venue, Yu Chen knew what he was thinking. Without another word, Yu Chen discussed with Fong Ping and changed the venue. Of course, Hope Corporation would pay extra. This had nothing to do with sparring. Business was business, sparring was sparring. Yu Chen would not go easy on Fong Ping. If he defeated Fong Ping, not only would he have more momentum, but he could also use this reputation to attract more attention to Hope Corporation. When Fong Ping and Yu Chen were sparring in the plaza outside Hope Hotel, there was a sea of people outside. In the air, Old Man Li's face was dark. He cursed for a long time. He was crazy about money. Was this little bastard here to build up momentum or to advertise? There were no good martial artists in the business world. Fong Ping was wearing Distance's publicity uniform, while Yu Chen was wearing Hope Corporation's work uniform. Did these two bastards usually wear this when they practice martial arts? To be able to reach the 5th rank among casual martial artists, Yu Chen's strength was naturally not to be belittled, and he was very strong. Yu Chen usually did not spar with martial artists. He mainly trained in the catacombs. He looked gentle, but his killing intent was much stronger than Fong Ping's. But the more it was so, the angrier Old Man Li became. These two fellows were also elites in the martial arts world. In the end, they were so obsessed with money that they did not forget to advertise even when they fought. On the 19th, Fong Ping and Yu Chen's battle ended with both sides suffering heavy injuries. Fong Ping won by a small margin, dragging out the fight to win against Yu Chen. However, Fong Ping's injuries were not light. He had no choice but to stay in Beha to recuperate. At the same time, news of Fong Ping and Ling Yi's battle was also spreading like wildfire. MCMU fights CCMU again. Grudges are hard to resolve. CCMU's Ling Yi is known as the #1 beauty in the martial arts world. Is it true? In the Martial Arts University Championship, Han Su suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Chen Yunxi. Rumor has it that Han Su and Ling Yi are boyfriend and girlfriend. MCMU's Fong Ping and Chen Yunxi also have an ambiguous relationship. A battle of revenge? The entanglement of love and hate is all in this battle. Ling Yi tested her sword in CCMU and defeated Su Xiaobing of the True Martial Sect. Can Fong Ping win? Everything is on Kuda Video. Please look forward to Lu Dali's exclusive report. The news of the battle between the two had not been confirmed yet, but it was already spreading like wildfire on the internet. Gossip was always the focus of the people. While Fong Ping was still recovering from his injuries and preparing to rush to Capital City, Old Man Li could not stand it anymore. He appeared at the hotel where Fong Ping was staying with a dark expression. At the hotel, the moment Fong Ping opened the door, Old Man Li grabbed Fong Ping like he was grabbing a chicken. He said angrily, "You bastard. What are you doing? Do you think sparring is a game? Fong Ping stared blankly for a while before explaining with a bitter face. Instructor, I need to cultivate too. I don't have money. These two things don't conflict, right? Bullsh asterisk T. Old man, Li was so angry that he cursed. His face was dark as he said angrily, How embarrassing! If word gets out, MCMU will lose its reputation. Fong Ping tried every possible way to appease the old man. In the end, old man Li's anger had not subsided. He said, You can mess around, but when you're fighting with CCMU's Ling Yi, you have to be careful. Don't think that you can beat up all these people. She has killed an upper stage rank for catacombs martial artist. Even if it's a catacomb civilian martial artist, it means that her strength has reached a peak. Fong Ping's expression turned serious. He nodded and said, I know. When I fought Yu Chun, I knew that my strength is still lacking. But the more it is, the more important it is to me. If they're not as strong as me, then this challenge is meaningless. My foundation is actually better than theirs. I'm not boasting, but my physique, vitality, and mentality are all stronger than theirs. The key is that I don't know how to use them. Or should I say that I haven't used them well? Fighting with these same-ranked powerhouses is more beneficial for me to grasp control. My foundation is here. I'll become stronger when I meet someone strong. If Ling Yi can give me enough pressure, I think I can become stronger. Old man, Li did not deny his words. Fong Ping's foundation was indeed good. It was precisely because of this that Fong Ping was able to become stronger after a few battles. Even so, Old Man Li still warned him, You have a strong foundation, but the others are not weak either. If you are defeated before you can integrate, absorb, and digest, then there's no point in talking about this. If Ling Yi defeated Fong Ping, she might break through soon. Chapter 269, Capital City. Capital City, Martial Arts University. Ling Yi was not old. She was only 20 years old. She was not tall and looked petite. She looked even younger. At this moment, Ling Yi's expression was cold. The phone in her hand was crushed into pieces. I'm related to Han Su? Battle of revenge? Ling Yi gritted her teeth so hard that they almost broke. How dare you ruin my reputation? Don't let me find out who started the rumor. Otherwise, I'll definitely beat him up. After crushing the phone, Ling Yi looked at Han Su, who was looking around, and asked suspiciously, Han Su, did you say it yourself? Han Su felt wronged. I'm stupid. Ling Yi, you're a violent maniac. I'd look for Li Ran instead of you. Senior Ling, do you think that's possible? Han Su was helpless. Ling Yi suddenly became furious. She slammed the table and said angrily, Are you looking down on me? Am I ugly? I'm known as the #1 beauty in the martial arts world. Didn't you see that? Han Su rolled his eyes. What the F asterisk CK? You actually took it seriously. Also, I'm just explaining that I didn't do it. Why are you so agitated? Han Su was helpless. His strength was not as good as hers. He could only lower his head and count the ants. Li Hansong saw this and felt a headache. MCMU had Qin Fengqing looking for trouble every day. MCMU's Zhang Yu was a headache. CCMU also had a thorn in their side. Ling Yi was a thorn in their side. Without giving her a chance to make a fuss, Li Hansong knocked on the table and said, Yi, are you confident? Ling Yi said nonchalantly, You think Fong Ping is my opponent? Even Qin Fengqing would not be my opponent before he broke through. Qin Fengqing knew this. That's why he chose to break through and did not dare to challenge me. Fong Ping is nothing. He was injured when he defeated Yu Chun. I've seen the video. His fighting style is weak and weak. He relied on his vitality to drag it out and win. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't even bother with him. Chun Qiufeng and Guoxian are coming back. They're coming back. Defeating them is the battle I want. The older generation of the military department martial artists may not be as strong as the martial arts university powerhouses, but the younger generation has experienced more and killed more than us. They are the real opponents. Li Hansong thought for a while and said, "We can't be careless. Fong Ping is MCMU's next leader. Once Zhang Yu and Qin Fengqing graduated, CLA and the others might not be able to suppress him. MCMU's old Grandmaster Zhang has fallen in the catacombs. Now, MCMU is probably looking for someone to establish their dominance. You are the most suitable candidate. The school mainly depended on the students' performance. People like us are about to enter our senior year. How long can we stay in school? Moreover, middle-rank students are not enough to represent all students. Instead, the 3 lower ranks are more representative. Do you understand what I mean? Most of the students in martial arts universities graduate from the lower 3 ranks. So, although your defeat doesn't mean that CCMU's lower 3 ranks martial artists are inferior to MCMU's, if you keep losing, we won't be able to explain it to the school. The previous martial arts university championship. Beside them, Han Su looked slightly embarrassed. He was the one who led the team in the martial arts university championship. In the end, they lost to MCMU twice. Fong Ping did not even put in much effort. It was a huge embarrassment. Moreover, from next semester onwards, CCMU would have to hand over 10% of the school's annual allocation to MCMAU. This was not a small number. Although no one said anything about losing so badly, it did not mean that they did not have any opinions. Ling Yi was slightly dissatisfied. She pursed her lips and said, "I definitely won't lose. Also, just you watch. I'll beat that guy up. I heard that guy likes to hit women. This time, I'll let him know that women are not to be trifled with." As she said that, Ling Yi said again, "When is he coming?" As they were talking, someone came in. "President, MCMU's Fong Ping's challenge invitation is here." "Challenge invitation?" Li Hansong raised his eyebrows slightly. "There are some rules. I heard that he fought his way to Yunmeng Military School and Eternal Sun Village. He's scared." Ling Yi sneered. "He's afraid that CCMU will attack him. CCMU is not like other places. Would Fong Ping dare to do that?" Li Hansong did not think much of it. This was the truth. CCMU had many powerhouses. If Fong Ping dared to block the door, CCMU had close to 20 peak rank 3 martial artists. There were 7 or 8 of them in the top 100 of the combat strength ranking, which was more than MCMAU. If Fong Ping defeated them one by one, it would be enough to make him suffer. If he met Ling Yi again, she would not be able to kill him. While Li Hansong was thinking, Ling Yi had already taken the challenge invitation. She glanced at it, wrinkled her nose, and snorted. "Coward! He doesn't dare to come to CCMU. How dare he ask me to go to Happy Valley to fight?" Han Su heard that and asked curiously, "Happy Valley? People come and go there. It's not convenient, is it?" Who knows what he's thinking? It's a public place. If people see it, he'll regret it when I beat him until he can't get up. Ling Yi did not think too much about it. It was the same no matter where she went. She did not need to have the geographical advantage. Everyone did not understand why Fong Ping wanted to go to Happy Valley. There were many places in Capital City that were suitable for fighting. Happy Valley was not very suitable for fighting. When did he say that? On the morning of the 25th, Ling Yi glanced at it. Li Hansong thought for a while and said, "We'll all go then. We'll call a few instructors to prevent MCMU from cheating. It can't be that bad, right? Be careful. MCMU needs to prove itself now. Defeating CCMU's prodigy is the best way to prove it. You should know what an invincible rank 3 student from MCMU means. The new students haven't registered yet. If the outside world thinks that CCMU's students are not as good as MCMU's, it's not impossible for some geniuses to switch to MCMAU. MCMU will definitely accept them all. Then we have to be careful. The people from CCMU thought too much. Fong Ping chose Happy Valley because the other party had offered a sky-high price of $15 million. Of course, they also made a small request. When Fong Ping and the others fought, could they arrange for some employees to hold up a Happy Valley banner to watch the fight? It was fine if they were far away, but they did not need to be too close. Fong Ping did not reject this request. As long as it did not affect the fight, he still had to fulfill the customer's request. At Beha Tourist Resort, the other party offered $5 million. At Hope Hotel, Fong Ping called out a price of $8 million. The Hope Group did not reject it. Here, Happy Valley offered a sky-high price of $15 million. In total, it was $28 million. Fong Ping was even considering whether he should not start a company anymore. The challenge came with some advertisements. It was much faster than starting a company. On the 24th of July, Fong Ping arrived in Capital City. He had just checked into the hotel when someone came looking for him. Fu Changding and Tang Songting. Both of them were from Capital City. In the room, Fu Changding sighed. You can already challenge Ling Yi. That's too fast. Ling Yi is extremely strong. Even my grandfather said that rank 3 martial artists, even the 2 from the military department, might not be her match. Your grandfather? Fong Ping only remembered then that Fu Changding's grandfather was an instructor at CCMAU. He was even the leader of some department. Fu Changding laughed. Don't think that the instructors from both schools didn't make any moves during your fight this time. They are actually paying close attention. My grandfather will also be there to watch the fight. From CCMU, peak rank 3 martial artists are already peak powerhouses in normal martial arts universities. It's almost the same in the 8-school alliance. Even in MCMAU and CCMU, peak martial artists like you, who are at the top of the ranking list, are no weaker than average rank for martial artists. They are even more valued. Tell me, how can the instructors not pay attention? As he said that, Fu Changding asked, if you defeat Ling Yi this time, will you break through to rank 4? Fong Ping thought for a while. Not necessarily. It depends. If Ling Yi can't make me combine 7 consecutive slashes, then I won't choose to break through. I'll continue to challenge. The 2 from the military department haven't challenged me yet. If I can combine 7 consecutive slashes, then it doesn't matter if the 2 from the military department challenge me or not. At least I know that they won't be my match. The so-called invincibility doesn't mean that you have to bully the weak or defeat them. If I defeat Ling Yi, I'm afraid the ranking list will be rewritten. If I combine 7 consecutive slashes, the first place will be mine. Tang Songting asked, curiously, you can use 7 consecutive slashes now. No. Then you, Tang Songting was stunned. Why were you so confident that you could combine 7 consecutive slashes after a fight? Fong Ping did not mind. He smiled. If I believe I can, then I can. If I don't believe in myself, then I can't achieve this goal. You're really confident. Fu Changding laughed. He continued, oh right, Chen Yunxi is coming tomorrow too. We'll cheer for you together. Don't let MCMU's name down. She's coming? Fong Ping was slightly stunned. Fu Changding explained, her home is in South Capital, not far from Capital City. You're fighting in an away game, so of course she'll cheer for you. Also, I don't know who spread the news that this is a battle of revenge. Yunxi said that her grandfather knows about it. Vice Chancellor Chen only has 1 granddaughter, so he's furious now. Maybe he's here to see if anyone is gossiping. I heard that the previous news was spread by a reporter. Vice Chancellor Chen couldn't go looking for him. If he meets him this time, he'll probably teach him a lesson. Fong Ping gulped. I didn't spread the news. Lu Dali added fuel to the fire. I don't know how he spread it. Now that the Grandmaster had come looking for him, should he inform Lu Dali and ask him to run? If he did not encounter such a small matter, then forget it. Grandmasters were all busy. They did not have time to go around the world looking for you to settle scores. But if he did, Fong Ping dared not imagine what would happen to Lu Dali. By the way, if that fellow betrayed him, would he be crippled by this grandmaster who was so protective of his children? I need to inform Lu Dali to run, or disguise myself and hide. Fong Ping chatted with the two for a while as he thought about these things. Fu Changding and the other two did not stay for long. Fong Ping was going to fight Ling Yi tomorrow. It was better to conserve his energy and be ready. At the same time, the location of Fong Ping and Ling Yi's battle was announced on the internet. The battle for the first place among rank 3 martial arts universities. This time, although it was not a battle for the first place among all rank 3 martial arts universities, Ling Yi was first and Fong Ping third in the previous ranking list. Now, that Qin Fengqing had a breakthrough. Fong Ping was second. The battle between first and second would always be the most attractive. In addition, there were many versions of love and hate and entanglement, including the entanglement between MCMAU and CCMAU. The battle between 2 rank 3 students was also given more meaning. Before the battle, there was already a war of words on the internet. The battle between the North and the South, the battle between male and female martial artists, the battle between CCMAU. The 2 rank 3 martial artists seemed to represent the entire martial arts world at this moment. The matter was also becoming more and more heated. Incidentally, Fong Ping and Ling Yi were both furious. Although Fong Ping did not forget to earn money, he also understood that the treatment of the winner and the loser was very different. He had always maintained the spotlight because he had defeated those people. As for the people who had lost to him, like Jessa and Yu Chun, although there were still people paying attention to them now, there were very few of them, and they quickly became a hot topic. His defeat to Ling Yi this time was not only a personal blow to him, but it would also cause Fong Ping to lose his gathering point and his money. Following his victories in battles and publicity, these few days, distance was stepping up their plans and expanding everywhere. If Fong Ping lost, not only would his reputation fall, but his business expansion would also be affected. At that time, he would not only lose his reputation, but also his wealth. Wealth represented strength. In other words, if he lost, his progress in strength would suffer a double blow. In the room, after Fu Changding and the others left, Fong Ping calmed his mind and looked at his situation. Wealth, 47 million vitality, 1,250 calories, 1,279 calories plus mentality, 540 hertz, 565 hertz plus, bones honed, 126 bones, 100%, 51 bones, 90% plus, 29 bones, 30% plus. Right now, I've only mastered 6 consecutive chops. I might not be Ling Yi's match. Looks like I have to improve further. Honing the bone marrow of 51 torso bones required another 51 million wealth. As for tomorrow's battle, I don't plan to recover my vitality, but just in case, I have to at least have a chance to recover all my vitality. I have to reserve at least 2 million wealth, 53 million, 6 million short. At this thought, Fong Ping suddenly thought of someone and immediately took out his phone to make a call. Lu Dali, what about the video website share? Stop pretending. Where's the money? I saw the videos online before. A few videos added together. The views are already a few hundred million, tens of millions. Bro, the settlement won't be that fast. The website needs to split the money too. Also, the data might not be real. Do you understand? They say there are a few hundred million views, but part of it was added by the website itself. Now they want to split the money. The website doesn't want to split the money, and the video is taken down. Also, tell me, how much money can we get? The website will split some, and I'll split some more. If you get it, 5 million at most, Give me 10 million. Don't lie to me. How much more can the website get? They didn't even charge advertising fees for increasing their traffic. I really don't have that much. Lu Dolly complained incessantly. Why did he have to meet this person? Fong Ping threatened, don't lie to me. Let me tell you, a few grandmasters want to settle the score with you. I'm the one who stopped them. If you don't want to be beaten to a pulp by the grandmasters, think carefully. Grandmasters? Lu Dolly was confused. Why were there grandmasters looking for him? He did not provoke any grandmasters. Chen Yunxi's grandfather is a grandmaster. I didn't ask you to gossip about her. How dare you add fuel to the fire? You'll have to bear the consequences. Also, I asked you to focus on promoting the students' grudges, but you had to involve the North-South War. There are a few hundred grandmasters on both sides. Think about it. How far are you digging your own grave? No one is looking for you now because they can't be bothered. But think about it. If I leak some information, Boss Fong, Lu Dolly was aggrieved. He cried, I'm doing this for you. If I die, I'll be fine. My instructor is almost a grandmaster. There are a few grandmasters in his family. I have a background. Of course they won't look for me. Tell me, who should they look for? Those with a background or those without? Who do you think will die? Lu Dolly broke down completely. He howled, I don't want to split the money. I'll give it all to you. It's only 8 million. Uncle Fong, please don't torture me. Fong Ping laughed after hearing that. Forget it. I'm not that kind of person. I promised to give you some benefits, so how can I not? I'll take 6, 5 million, and you take 1, 5 million. Don't be shy with me. Thank you, Lu Dolly said through gritted teeth. Hearing that Fong Ping wanted him to transfer the money immediately, Lu Dolly did not waste any time. Not long after he hung up, he transferred 6, 5 million to him. At this time, Fong Ping's wealth finally reached the requirements. At the same time, Lu Dolly, who was in the hotel downstairs, snorted. Do you really think you can scare me? Grandmasters want to settle the score with me? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think grandmasters have the time to settle the score with a rank 3 martial artist like me? I've earned 15 million. Giving you 6 million is already fair to you. Do you really think I, Lu Dolly, can be scared? After saying that, Lu Dolly's face was full of joy. There was still the most important battle tomorrow. The video this time should be able to earn a lot more. No matter how sly that young Fong Ping was, he did not sign a contract with him or check his accounts. Did he really think that he would tell him everything? Chapter 270, 25th of July, Saturday, capital city's Happy Valley. It was a Saturday during the summer holidays. Coupled with the announcement of the battle location, capital city's Happy Valley was packed with people. The person in charge of Happy Valley was smiling so hard that his face was swollen. 15 million was not a loss for Fong Ping to choose this location for the battle. 15 million was only enough to place some outdoor advertisements in the capital city area. It was not as popular as it was now. The whole country was paying attention. The person in charge of Happy Valley was happy. Fong Ping was happy. The people from CCMU were unhappy. When they saw the crowded Happy Valley, Li Hansong and the others frowned. So many people. Ling Yi looked dissatisfied. She said angrily, Are they watching a monkey show? Han Su had tagged along too. Hearing that, he said, Maybe it's a form of training. Fighting under pressure in public is also a form of training for one's martial arts heart. Fong Ping has improved so fast. Maybe it's because he's fearless toward martial arts. Li Hansong was not satisfied at first, but now he said thoughtfully, You're right, Yi. This is a form of training. Martial artists need to be fearless. Fighting in front of so many people is a test. Martial artists are fearless. They can perform to their best in any environment. That's a powerhouse. Ling Yi's eyes lit up when she heard this. No wonder he always chose these scenic spots. So that's why. They looked at each other. Ling Yi became serious. If that's the case, we can't underestimate him. Fong Ping was fearless. He was confident that he could perform to his best in front of so many people. He even considered the impact of losing the battle. Maybe Fong Ping chose the crowded Happy Valley with the intention of cutting off all means of retreat. At the same time, in midair, an old man with black hair straightened his back and pulled Chen Yunxi, who was looking down, with his left hand. He smiled faintly and said, "This kid from MCMU is not bad. Martial artists should be fearless." Old man Li blurted out vaguely, "If I said he received tens of millions in advertising fees, would you still think so? Fearless? You guys are really good at imagining things." Old man Li did not say much. It would be even more embarrassing. The old man did not continue. Instead, his expression turned slightly solemn as he asked, "How's the situation in Magic City's catacombs?" "They're still in a stalemate. Skygate City has clashed with Hope City more than 10 times over the past few days, resulting in countless casualties. Our side has also suffered heavy losses. I'm not sure how the military department is doing, but MCMU has lost another 6 instructors. Altogether, 42 MCMU instructors have died in battle this year." Old man Li's gaze turned exceptionally cold. He said darkly, "After 60 years of accumulation, there were 428 middle-ranked instructors in MCMU at the beginning of the year. In less than a year, we've lost 1/10 of our instructors. If this goes on, we won't even have enough instructors. By the time the new students enrolled, there would be close to 7,000 students. Excluding those who were stationed in the catacombs and those who were out on missions, each instructor would need to bring more than 20 students to be enough. Tianmen City, sooner or later, they'll be wiped out." There were many instructors in MCMU, but some of the social sciences instructors were in the 3 lower ranks, more than 400 middle-ranked instructors. This was a formidable force. The entire Nanjiang might not be able to gather so many middle-ranked powerhouses. MCMU alone was comparable to Nanjiang. Now, however, a large number of middle-ranked instructors had died in battle. In less than a year, they had lost 10% of their instructors. This was already affecting MCMU's teaching. The students were the future. In martial arts teaching, a large class system was extremely flawed. Only with a small class system could they teach students in accordance with their aptitude. Under normal circumstances, an instructor should be able to teach 10 students. Any more would definitely affect the teaching. Previously, MCMU had many middle-ranked instructors. However, in recent years, they had died in battle one after another. After they died in battle, it was difficult to replace them. There were only a few dozen middle-ranked martial artists graduating from MCMU every year. It was impossible for all of them to stay in MCMU. It was already good enough that some of them stayed. In addition to some rank 3 instructors who had achieved breakthroughs, in the past, it was still possible to maintain a balance between breakthroughs and battle losses. Now, this ratio had been broken. The battle loss rate was twice that of the newly promoted middle-ranked instructors. In addition to the expansion of new students, if this continued, MCMU could only continue to reduce the scale of enrollment. The black-haired old man sighed softly. "These are troubled times. Nanjiang's catacombs are about to open. A year ago, Tiannan's catacombs also caused a lot of damage. Other catacombs are also constantly moving. Now, on one hand, we need to increase the number of martial artists. On the other hand, we're facing the problem of a shortage of instructors. We also need to increase the number of martial artists invested in the catacombs. If this continues, we'll be in big trouble." After sighing, the old man looked at old man Li and said, Do you really have no hope at all?" Old man Li's back suddenly became a little hunched. He said in a muffled voice, "There's no hope. If I could succeed, I would have done it long ago. Why would I need to wait until now? As for Lu Fengru, her chances of becoming a grandmaster are quite high. The old man frowned slightly. There's hope for her to become a grandmaster. However, once Lu Fengru becomes a grandmaster, she'll definitely go to Sky Gate City's city lord. It's practically suicide. High grandmasters won't always block rank 9 powerhouses for her. If she's not careful, she'll die. Rather than letting her die, it's better not to break through. Chun Yunshi, who was looking down, suddenly whispered, "Grandpa, can't we kill Sky Gate City's city lord?" The old man smiled bitterly. It's not impossible. If Commander Lee and the others make a move, they're still confident that they can kill the other party. However, if a rank 9 war breaks out, and someone like Commander Lee makes a move, there will definitely be rank 9 powerhouses in the depths of the catacombs. When that time comes, it won't just be about killing Sky Gate City's city lord. If Commander Lee and the others join the battle, it means that the catacombs' rank 9 powerhouses will all come out. It might be more than 10, maybe more than 20. This is still a catacombs. If all of Sino Nation's grandmasters join the battle, they'll naturally win. But it'll be a Pyrrhic victory. How are we going to defend the remaining catacombs' passageways? Then, are their rank 9 powerhouses immortal? Chun Yunshi was a little angry. The old man laughed and shook his head. That's not necessarily the case. Commander Lee and the others are too strong. Once they enter the catacombs, their aura will shake the heavens and the earth. That's why the catacombs' powerhouses will retaliate. However, if ordinary rank 9 grandmasters enter, fight, and kill the other party, the catacombs won't become chaotic. However, rank 9 powerhouses won't be killed so easily. Everyone is evenly matched. Even Southern Guardian Wu, one of the 4 main guardians, didn't gain the upper hand when he fought East Sunflower City's city lord. Guardian Wu is also one of the top 10 rank 9 high grandmasters. If he can't kill the other party, how do you think the others can do it? Chun Yunshi said dejectedly, Sino Nation's high grandmasters can't beat them. The old man sighed. How many top-notch powerhouses like Commander Lee were there? In reality, the catacombs powerhouses dared not kill humans and scrupulously also had something to do with these top-notch rank 9s. The military department's Commander Lee, one of the 4 main guardians, the Northern Guardian, the Minister of Education, and some top-notch powerhouses from the central government who had not fought for many years. These people were the real super combat strength that deterred the catacombs. There was also a difference between rank 9 powerhouses. Commander Lee fought 1 against 3 and killed the other party's rank 9 powerhouses. Could the others do it? Unfortunately, Commander Lee would not act rashly now. If he killed the other party's rank 9 powerhouses, the catacombs would riot immediately and kill the human powerhouses. When that time came, it would be the moment of national annihilation. These powerhouses could only be used as a deterrent force. They could not be used as a regular force to fight, unless the decisive battle started now. Then these powerhouses would all attack. A Sky Gate City's city lord was not considered strong among the rank 9 powerhouses. In a chaotic battle, no one would care if he was killed. The old man thought about this, narrowed his eyes, and said, that's why humans cultivate these top-notch middle and lower-ranked martial artists. Why do they want to make them stronger among the strong? These people are our future. They are invincible in rank 3, rank 4, all the way to rank 7 and 8. When they reach rank 9, once they enter rank 9, they are top-notch existences. The first time they attack, they might be able to kill some rank 9 powerhouses before the powerhouses deep in the catacombs react. At this time, even if they react, we don't have to be afraid of them. It's them who did not react in time. They can't blame others. If they really want to fight, then fight. It's not like we killed their top-notch powerhouses. If we fight to that extent, humans aren't afraid of death. This is also one of the unspoken rules between humans and the catacombs. When Chen Yunxi heard this, she said softly, "Then I want to be a powerhouse like this too." The old man chuckled, not saying anything. It was just a saying. How many people could actually do it? If there were more people like this, humans would not be afraid of the catacombs anymore. They might as well go to war directly and kill until the world was turned upside down. Chen Yunxi asked again, "Why could Skygate City? Lord, kill the instructor's daughter." The old man sighed and said, "Powerhouses don't kill the weak wantonly, but it doesn't mean that they can't kill the weak. It's like this for us, and it's the same for the other party. When some of our Grandmaster powerhouses pass by the other party's territory and kill some middle and lower-ranked martial artists casually, as long as it's not too much, no one will say anything. Moreover, Grandmasters don't die so easily. Even if a rank 7 is encountered by a rank 9, they will not be killed instantly. At this time, the rank 9s on both sides will react, so when a rank 9 powerhouse kills a rank 7 or 8 powerhouse, they will be stopped. However, when a rank 9 powerhouse kills a few middle and lower-ranked martial artists casually, they will not be able to react at all. Back then, Vice-Chancellor Wu was a Grandmaster, but he was also unlucky to encounter the other party. Strictly speaking, Vice-Chancellor Wu's daughter did not die in battle, but the aftermath of the battle caused her death. Old man Li snorted at the side. That bastard did it on purpose. He wanted to kill Vice-Chancellor Wu, so he deliberately ambushed us. He said it was caused by the aftermath, but in fact, it was also on purpose. He wanted to kill us and affect Vice-Chancellor Wu's emotions. Back then, Vice-Chancellor Wu had just become a Grandmaster not long ago, so he could only force himself to fight. He could not care less about us at all. Although middle-ranked martial artists like us were injured, we would not be killed immediately. It's a pity that duo. Old man Li's face was gloomy. They could not protect others. The only one who could protect her was Wu Quishan. However, Wu Quishan himself could not hold on much longer. No matter how much a rank 7 martial artist went berserk, he was still no match for a rank 9. The battle only lasted for a moment before Hope City's rank 9s came to the rescue. However, this short moment changed many people's lives. Duo died. Lu Fengru broke down, Healy Chongshan was crippled, and some low-ranked martial artists died too. Some middle-ranked martial artists were seriously injured, and most of them suffered serious mental damage. Lu Fengru blamed Wu Quishan. In fact, in the eyes of many, Wu Quishan was not to be blamed. He was a rank 7 martial artist. It was already not easy for him to barely block the other party. At that time, he could not be distracted at all. Unfortunately, Lu Fengru did not think about these things. Perhaps she did not want to think. Or perhaps she thought that if Wu Quishan really wanted to fight to the death and drag the other party away from the battlefield where these people were, her daughter could live. In Lu Fengru's eyes, Wu Quishan dying in battle was better than her daughter dying in battle. Perhaps she only blamed Wu Quishan for not wanting to risk his life. As for whether it was because Wu Quishan was unwilling to risk his life or because he could not get away, no one could tell now. However, it was a fact that their daughter had died in the catacombs. Old Manly sighed softly. Now that he thought about it again, other than anger and hatred, there was only helplessness and unwillingness left. If she did not become a rank 9, how could she have any hope of revenge? Lu Fengru only wanted revenge. Even if she became a Grandmaster, was she a match for the other party? If she went once, a human powerhouse could save her. If she went twice, they could also save her. For 3 or 4 times, she kept provoking the other party's rank 9. Did she need a rank 9 protector every time? Grandmaster-level combat strength was more of a deterrent force. If a rank 9 battle broke out frequently, then an all-out war would happen soon. No matter what, Lu Fengru's death in battle was also a loss, including her father and even Vice Chancellor Wu. Regarding Lu Fengru, everyone had complicated feelings. On one hand, they hoped that she could break through and humanity would have another Grandmaster-level powerhouse. On the other hand, they were worried that she would break through. No one could simply restrict a Grandmaster-level powerhouse's actions. The three of them did not speak anymore. On the ground, there was a burst of cheers. Fong Ping held a Chongdao in his hand, wearing a jacket with the words Distance Company printed on it, and strode forward. The crowd automatically made way for him. No one dared to push forward. On the other side, Ling Yi held a Chongdao in her hand. The axe was no smaller than her head. In fact, it was even bigger. Han Su called her a violent maniac because of her weapon. The crowd automatically made way for her. Ling Yi glanced at Fong Ping. When she saw Fong Ping turn around, she suddenly puffed out her chest in a provocative manner. Hit here. She knew about MCMU's Fong Ping's bad reputation. It was obvious that he was not a good person. The corner of Fong Ping's eye twitched. He opened his mouth. He did not make too much noise, but Ling Yi was furious. Martial artists still had this little bit of hearing. It's too small. I can't hit it. This was what Fong Ping said. Fong Ping. Ling Yi gritted her teeth and glared at Fong Ping. Based on this sentence alone, she would not rest until she beat Fong Ping to the ground and make him beg for mercy. Han Su, who was beside her, subconsciously glanced at her chest. Smack. A muffled sound. Ling Yi slapped his head and snorted. I'll only be a junior next semester. There are still 2 years left. If you don't have the confidence to beat me, then behave. Han Su almost vomited blood. Did I say that? I just wanted to take a look. Moreover, it's indeed small. Did you have to confess without being hit? Li Hansong felt a headache coming on. He scolded softly. All of you, shut up. Han Su vomited blood again. He said angrily, I didn't say anything. Which ear of yours heard what I said? Ling Yi hit me. Why didn't you say anything? CCMU is getting harder and harder. If I had known earlier, I would have gone to MCMAU. That guy Fu Changding could do well in MCMU? No way. There are many troublemakers in MCMAU. I heard that Qin Fengqing slash people every day. Fong Ping was not a kind soul either. And those crazy girls who hit me before, should honest people be bullied? Should I be a troublemaker too? Han Su began to doubt his life. Honest people did not have a good time these days. He, a thrice-honed martial artist, was getting more and more cowardly in CCMU. Maybe he had to change his style. That guy Fong Ping was doing well in beating up girls. Should I give it a try too? In front of him, Fong Ping had also walked to the space he had reserved earlier. He said loudly, Ling Yi, come and fight me if you're here. What are you hiding for? I'm hiding? Ling Yi was furious. She stepped into the air and slammed her axe on the ground. The ground cracked instantly. Fong Ping, you're not worthy of my challenge. You're not my opponent. However, since you came to me voluntarily, don't blame me for being merciless when I beat you to death or cripple you later. You're not big, but you talk big. You're provoking me. Ling Yi's expression turned cold instantly. I hate it when people say that I'm not big. Plus, my chest was too small before. If I do not beat Fong Ping until he calls me Grandaunt, I will not be called Ling Yi. Opposite her, Fong Ping was also exceptionally confident. Apart from his skull, all the bones in his body had been honed, and his bone marrow was honed. Chapter 271. Happy Valley. Ling Yi was furious. There was no referee and no introduction. There was no need for introductions. As soon as the two of them finished their introductory remarks, the petite Ling Yi wielded a heavy axe and cleaved through the air With the momentum of splitting a mountain, a strong gust of wind blew over, and the surrounding onlookers retreated in fright, their faces pale. Everyone was at least 10 meters away from the two of them, even though the wind blew past them. Their faces still felt like they were being cut by knives. The power of the two-peak rank 3 powerhouses fighting was no weaker than that of a rank 4 martial artist. Sino Nation was huge, with more than 1 million martial artists. How many of them could stand at the peak of rank 3? Ling Yi's attack was so powerful that even some of the level 4 and 5 experts who came to watch the battle were shocked. Fong Ping did not dare to underestimate Ling Yi at all. Ling Yi's pole arm swung toward him. Fong Ping's footsteps flickered, and he appeared behind Ling Yi in the blink of an eye. His saber slashed horizontally, and the sound of an explosion rang out in the air. Courting death, Ling Yi shouted in a low voice. She didn't even swing her long axe back. Instead, she used both hands to instantly swing the axe handle backwards. Clang! There was a loud crash as the alloy axe handle hit the blade. Sparks flew everywhere. Fong Ping took a step back from the impact, and Ling Yi leaned forward a little too. Taking advantage of the moment, she leaned forward. Fong Ping's arms bulged abruptly, his muscles bulging. His Changdao was no longer swinging, but stabbing straight at her back. At this moment, Ling Yi stomped on the ground, causing it to crack. Her entire body spun in the air, and the long axe swung in a circle, instantly chopping down. It was as if Fong Ping's feet were treading on clouds. His feet treaded lightly on the ground. His speed seemed extremely slow, but in the blink of an eye, he appeared on Ling Yi's left side, his saber slashing down again. Ling Yi was hanging upside down in midair. Seeing this, she kicked sideways with her left foot, hitting the blade of the saber. Using the momentum, she flew backward. When she landed and stood firm, she looked at Fong Ping with a solemn expression. This kid's speed isn't slow. Your cloud steps cultivation is not bad. In the air, Grandmaster Chen nodded slightly in approval. Chen Yunshi blushed slightly. Old Man Li did not say a word. You know nothing. His cloud steps was the first to reach Mastery Realm. Why? Because he ran so fast. Did they really think that Fong Ping escaping from a rank 6 powerhouse was a joke? Underseed explosion. Even if a rank 6 was slightly careless, he would still have to be careful of Fong Ping escaping. On the other side, at the top of the Happy Valley Ferris wheel, a few CCMU powerhouses were also watching the battle. These experts did not choose to stand in the air. Instead, they stood at the top of the Ferris wheel, their clothes fluttering in the wind, which made them look like immortals. At this moment, a strong, fair-faced, middle-aged man said in a low voice, "This kid from MCMAU is not slow. It won't be easy for Yi to defeat him." "Don't worry, Director Fu. Yi will definitely win." A tall, middle-aged man beside him chuckled and said unhurriedly, "Speed is an advantage, but it's also a weakness. If Fong Ping relies on speed, he'll definitely lose." Before the two of them finished speaking, Fong Ping moved like lightning in the field, attacking Ling Yi continuously, Changdao slashing the void. Ling Yi did not move from her spot. Although the axe was clumsy, Ling Yi could use it as if it was her own arm. Sparks flew everywhere. After attacking for more than 10 times, Ling Yi suddenly snorted and said, "Are you done playing?" Fong Ping appeared a few meters to the left. He squinted his eyes and smiled. "I'm just testing your strength. Not bad, but this isn't something you can boast about. Ling Yi, you disappoint me a little." His voice was still echoing in the air when Fong Ping appeared above Ling Yi's head. This time, there was silence. The Changdao flickered with a faint red glow, slashing downward at a speed invisible to the naked eye. Manic explosion. Among the crowd, someone recognized Fong Ping's signature combat technique. The previous slashes, presses, and covers were all single moves, not combat techniques. Manic explosion combat techniques were characterized by consecutive slashes and stacked explosions. At this moment, Fong Ping changed from his previous violent moves. His moves were silent and seemed weak, but the martial artists could feel the majestic vitality force contained in the Changdao. "I've been waiting for you." Ling Yi did not seem surprised at all. With a low roar, she planted her feet on the ground, let go of the axe handle with her right hand, and raised her fist to meet the Changdao above her head. Bang, 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 a series of loud explosions were heard. In the next moment, the crowd saw Ling Yi, who had returned a punch with her right fist, lift the Changdao with her left hand and slash upward with the force of a thunderbolt. Bang! There was another loud crash, and Fong Ping was sent flying backward. He stumbled and fell to the ground. The sleeve of his left arm was torn, and there was a clear cut on his arm that was still bleeding. As for Ling Yi, her right fist was also dripping blood, but her aura was high. Her small stature seemed enormous at this moment. "Fong Ping, is this your trump card? 6 consecutive slashes? If that's all, then you've disappointed me." Ling Yi did not chase after him. She sneered, "Your slashes are soft and powerless. In 6 slashes, you pause twice. There are too many loopholes. You want to defeat me with consecutive slashes? Are you kidding me?" Fong Ping calmed his vitality. Fong Ping, who usually talked a lot before the battle, was silent now. In the next second, Fong Ping appeared in front of Ling Yi again. His eyes were fierce, and his mentality exploded suddenly. Ling Yi's voice stopped abruptly, as if she was shocked. At this moment, Fong Ping's Changdao was already slashing toward her face. Just as some of the surrounding martial artists exclaimed, Ling Yi's eyes suddenly lit up. The crowd opposite her seemed to see a glaring light and quickly averted their gazes. The martial artists, on the other hand, felt that at this moment, Ling Yi had turned into a god of death, her entire body overflowing with murderous intent. Murderous intent could not be seen or felt. However, martial artists could feel this kind of aura. The petite and cute Ling Yi had turned into a demon at this moment. Her murderous intent soared to the sky, and the impact instantly shook Fong Ping's mentality. His mind seemed to have gone blank. The Changdao that was initially slashing down stopped for a moment. Ling Yi, who had not moved before, did not swing her axe. Her injured right fist punched the air, and her arm seemed to stretch a lot longer. She punched Fong Ping's chest. Crack! A muffled, crisp sound rang out. Fong Ping flew backward, his bones broken. "Ah!" Chen Yunqi exclaimed and said hurriedly, "Fong Ping is injured." Old Grandmaster Chen frowned slightly and nodded. Both of them are geniuses. Fong Ping, who was rank 3, used his mentality to shock his opponent. Unfortunately, Fong Ping overestimated his mentality and was a little careless. Although Ling Yi had not mastered mentality, Ling Yi did not fight her way to the top of the martial arts university rankings by acting cute. She had gone in and out of capital city's catacombs dozens of times, killing countless enemies, even upper stage rank for opponents. After killing more than 100 people, their baleful aura had long since condensed. Previously, he had been restraining himself. Now that he had suddenly unleashed it, his mentality was not stable enough, nor was it strong enough. Instead, he was hit by Ling Yi's attack. Even his sternum, which had been honed, was cracked. Old man Li's expression changed slightly. He was about to move. It was not a trivial matter for one's mental power to suffer a backlash. Once the damage was severe, the person would be ruined. He did not expect CCMU's Ling Yi to have already come up with a plan to deal with Fong Ping, inflicting heavy damage on Fong Ping in an instant. Just as Old Man Li was about to make a move, Fong Ping, who had been sent flying backward, returned to normal in the blink of an eye. Standing in the air, he roared and slashed Ling Yi, who had been chasing after him, away. "Shorty, you've angered me." Fong Ping's face was flushed, blood seeping out of his mouth. Ling Yi, who was forced to retreat, frowned. "Are you all right? I'll be fine even if you die." Fong Ping cursed. "Of course I'm fine. Do you think my mentality is so easily countered?" But he was cheating. The moment his mentality was injured, he replenished it with 100 hertz. However, he only said that he would not replenish his vitality. He did not say that he would not replenish his mentality. If one's mentality was injured, it was easy to become an idiot. Ling Yi was not in a hurry this time. She looked at him carefully for a moment and giggled. "Now this is interesting. Don't use your half-baked mentality to intimidate me. There's no point." She was not famous before. It was only when she killed an upper stage rank for martial artist that she made it onto the ranking list. It was not that she was weak. It was because she had been killing people all this time. Yes, killing people. In the catacombs, she had killed at least 100 lower rank 3 martial artists, maybe even more. She had only killed lower rank 3 martial artists to hone her skills. Naturally, it was difficult for her to make it to the top of the ranking list. It was only until her outburst earlier when she killed many rank for martial artists in a row, including an upper stage rank for martial artist, that she was officially known. Fong Ping's half-baked mentality could intimidate others, but to intimidate her, he would be digging his own grave. Fong Ping took a deep breath. His chest heaved a little. His cracked bones had recovered a little. It was not that painful anymore. "Don't worry, even without mentality, I can still beat you up." Fong Ping let out a low humph. Then he rushed out with his saber in hand. His figure was like a shadow, circling around Ling Yi, slashing and slashing continuously. Clang clang, sounds were endless. Ling Yi also retaliated continuously. For a moment, they were in a stalemate, in midair. Old Grandmaster Chun was a little surprised. Old Man Li was also a little surprised. He said, "Fong Ping's mentality is very resilient." "It is. It's a little interesting." Old Grandmaster Chun nodded. It was good enough that a rank 3 martial artist could sense mentality slightly. Not only could Fong Ping use some of his powers appropriately, but he could also recover instantly after being injured. This was much stronger than expected. Even some peak rank 6 powerhouses had very weak mentality. These people dared not use their mentality during a battle. If someone sensed it and crushed your mentality, you would definitely be severely injured instantly and suffer a backlash. Even if it was a Grandmaster powerhouse, if their mentality was torn and obliterated, they could only go down the road of death. Fong Ping could recover so quickly. This was enough to shock and amaze people. Fong Ping, who was below, did not care so much. After recovering his mentality, he did not use it anymore. This was not considered as cheating, right? With a burst of energy in his heart, Fong Ping continuously circled around Ling Yi, slashing and slashing. It looked like he was doing something useless, but Fong Ping was actually trying to slash 7 times in a row. Combat techniques. How could there be techniques without fighting? Usually, slashing rocks or slashing the air was more suitable for cultivation than slashing people. For people like Ling Yi, Fong Ping did not have to worry about accidentally slashing her to death. Instead, he had to be careful of this woman suddenly attacking him. After slashing dozens of times in a row, although he did not use much strength or vitality, Fong Ping was already panting slightly. Ling Yi was not just blindly defending. She would take advantage of his weakness to kill him. Just when Fong Ping's breathing was a little chaotic, Ling Yi's axe slashed down instantly. Fong Ping's footsteps missed, and he retreated hurriedly. The axe's force penetrated the ground, and cracks appeared on the ground. Weak. Is this the rumored Fong Ping, who specializes in hitting women? Looks like he's only SOL. Come and hit me. Ling Yi provoked him again. Fong Ping was furious at first. He wanted nothing more than to fight her to the death. Then he calmed his thoughts and smiled. What a childish way to provoke me. Besides, are you even a woman? As soon as Fong Ping finished speaking, Ling Yi's toes touched the ground, and her axe slashed down violently. Fong Ping used his saber to block. This time, Ling Yi did not retreat immediately. Instead, she moved at lightning speed and slashed dozens of times in a row. Huff! Fong Ping panted violently. Opposite him, Ling Yi was also sweating profusely. Sky-splitting axe! Ling Yi suddenly roared, and the speed of her axe increased by a large margin. Both of them had been fighting for so long. Although they were not seriously injured, their vitality, energy, and stamina had been severely depleted. Ling Yi obviously did not want to drag things out with Fong Ping any longer. She unleashed a strong burst of vitality and slashed down with her axe. Fong Ping seemed to feel the aura of death from this axe. It was very similar to the aura that Qin Fengqing had used to kill those rank for martial artists with one slash. Fong Ping gritted his teeth. His muscles and bones kept emitting rumbling sounds. His whole body was full of vitality and arms. In the next moment, Fong Ping neither dodged nor ran. He slashed out with his saber, 7 consecutive slashes. 7 consecutive slashes. In the crowd, Fu Chongding and the others exclaimed. Fong Ping had improved so quickly. As soon as they exclaimed, Fong Ping suddenly retreated violently. He retreated a few steps and roared, "There's no point in using a big move. I don't want to kill you. Bastard, I'll kill you." Ling Yi was furious. It was not that there was no point in using a big move. Fong Ping roared and slashed 7 consecutive slashes. He probably wanted to go all out, but after the first slash, Fong Ping realized that he could not use 7 consecutive slashes, so he quickly retreated. Ling Yi quickly caught up. Fong Ping roared again. The glaive and the axe touched slightly, and Fong Ping retreated again. CCMU's instructor hurriedly flew down and roared, "Retreat!" Fong Ping was about to retreat to the crowd. At this moment, Fong Ping could not use 7 consecutive slashes. He was no match for Ling Yi. He had to retreat after one hit. The crowd hurriedly retreated. Fong Ping kept roaring and retreating, but he still felt that he was a little short. Ling Yi did not give up. She did not drop her axe either. She chased after Fong Ping relentlessly. "If you have the guts, run out of Happy Valley, and I won't chase after you." Aggrieved? Shameful. Fong Ping roared in his heart. There were so many people, but they were forced to retreat by a woman. It was too shameful. Why could he not use 7 consecutive slashes? Did he not use 6 consecutive slashes when he roared the other day? At this moment, a voice came to Fong Ping's ears. "Idiot, essence, spirit, and soul as one. Mentality can't be used against the enemy, but that doesn't mean you've completely given up. I'm so angry." The familiar voice jolted Fong Ping's spirits. I was too deliberate. He had replenished his mentality. He did not want to use it against the enemy all the time, but mentality was a part of the human body. How could he treat it as a foreign object? He could not use 7 consecutive slashes. He did not even have the slightest tendency to do so. His mind cleared up. Fong Ping's aura changed. He roared again. 7 consecutive slashes. "Roar my ass!" Ling Yi cursed. She took the opportunity to catch up with Fong Ping in an instant, and her axe slashed down. Fong Ping's face was flushed. He growled, no longer retreating. His Chongdao slashed rapidly, and 6 consecutive sounds rang out. The ground beneath their feet had completely cracked open, and a pit more than half a meter deep appeared, trapping the two of them. When it was the 7th slash, Fong Ping frowned. Without any hesitation, he recovered some vitality and slashed down instantly. Boom! With a loud explosion, Ling Yi flew backward, blood splattering from her mouth. Fong Ping exhaled. He did not think that what he did was inappropriate. With just a little more vitality, he could have used 7 consecutive slashes. At this juncture, who cared about such things? Being too deliberate was not a good thing. Mastering 7 consecutive slashes was more important than psychological obstacles. Moreover, Fong Ping did not think that was an obstacle. Now that everyone had recovered their vitality, they could do it again. The 7 consecutive slashes had already been unleashed, which meant that he had mastered it. Ling Yi still had to take it. Ling Yi flew backward and landed on the ground. She shook her head and raised her head to look at Fong Ping. She said through gritted teeth, "You really learned it?" The original version of Manic Explosion was average among middle-ranked combat techniques. However, after Zhang Dingnan entered Grandmaster level, he made some improvements, and the improved version was extremely outstanding among middle-ranked combat techniques. Fong Ping's 7 consecutive slashes were much stronger than the average ultimate move. When the two of them fought, their vitality was equal. Fong Ping's 7 consecutive slashes replenished some vitality, so the power of Ling Yi's outburst was not as good as his. Fong Ping said lightly, "Fine, I won't bully you. Look at you. You can still fight. I won't use my vitality. Let's fight hand to hand. Bastard, you dare to take advantage of me? I'll kill you." As soon as he said that, Ling Yi suddenly flew into a rage. She leaped up and dashed toward Fong Ping, raising her fist and smashing it. A peak rank 3 martial artist, even if his vitality was depleted, was not weak with just his physique. Fong Ping saw that she had gone mad and was stunned for a moment. Then he could not care less about what was wrong with this woman. He threw away his Chongdao and swung his fist. Booming sounds came continuously. Without using vitality to fight, the two of them fought even more fiercely than before. It was true that their combat techniques were more powerful with their vitality outbursts earlier, but to outsiders, it was not intense enough. Right now, they were fighting purely with their physiques. Both of them created a deep pit on the ground with every step they took. Their fists hit some of the surrounding buildings, and even the steel was about to break. On the contrary, the ordinary people who were watching were crying out in surprise. "E is going to lose." Among the CCMU instructors, Fu Chongding's grandfather shook his head and sighed helplessly. The tall, middle-aged man raised his head and looked at the sky, snorting softly. "Li Chongsheng is playing tricks." Fu Chongding's grandfather did not say anything. This was not a life-and-death battle. Li Chongsheng had only given Fong Ping a few pointers on the spot. It was not too much for Li Chongsheng to give him a few pointers when he was about to achieve a breakthrough in his combat techniques. However, because of that, Fong Ping executed 7 consecutive slashes. When his vitality was depleted, the two of them engaged in hand-to-hand combat. Fong Ping's physique was stronger, so Ling Yi could not help but be at a disadvantage. His bone marrow has been honed. Old Fu confirmed one thing and sighed. Mentality intimidation, bone marrow honing. When he reaches peak rank 6, he might surpass rank 7. Everyone's expression changed slightly. Someone said uncertainly, "His skull hasn't been honed yet." Even if rank 7 is faster, it's not possible to surpass it directly, right? The difference between rank 7 and rank 8 was the golden body. Golden body, on the other hand, was the complete honing of the bones, bone marrow, and skull bones and bone marrow. Once Fong Ping's internal organs were completed, as long as the skull bones and bone marrow were also completed honing, and his mentality reached the standard, he might achieve a golden body directly. Old Fu shook his head. "I'm not sure. Let's see how it goes." It's also a good thing. Rank 7 cultivation is not difficult for him. Fong Ping could not simply be considered a quasi-grandmaster anymore. Perhaps he could even be called a quasi-golden body. In the air, Old Grandmaster Chen's mentality was also greatly shaken. He murmured, "Other than the skull, all the bones in his body are completed." Old Man Li looked at the sky. "If I remember correctly, when I was about to strangle this brat to death last time, his torso bones had not been honed to the bone marrow. This brat, perhaps I really need to slice him up for research." Just as everyone was shocked, in the middle of the arena, Fong Ping landed a punch on Ling Yi's chest. He said fiercely, again. Ling Yi took a few steps back. Her face was deathly pale. Gritting her teeth, she said furiously, "If you don't kill me, I won't let you off today." Having said that, she pounced on Fong Ping ferociously again. Chapter 272. Bang! He sent Ling Yi flying with a kick. Seeing that the woman's mouth was bleeding and that she was still struggling, Fong Ping shouted, "Enough!" Ling Yi's face was full of indignation. However, her physical strength was not as strong as Fong Ping's. If they fought head-on, she would not be Fong Ping's match at all. Fong Ping's 7 consecutive slashes had injured her quite badly. Her internal organs were shaken, and she was already at the end of her tether. But he just couldn't accept it. This bastard was such a bully. From the moment they met, the other party had scolded her for having a small chest and stature, and even wanted to engage in a physical fight with her. And now he had even punched her chest more than 10 times. Ling Yi felt like she was about to explode. That's enough." At this moment, Li Hansong walked out. Glancing at Fong Ping, Li Hansong stopped Fong Ping, who was about to fight to the death. He smiled faintly and said, "Junior Fong is very good, but if you want to fight to the level of an invincible rank 3, you're still a little lacking. Your experience in life and death battles is still a little lacking." He had the intention to clear CCMU's name. In a battle of life and death, Fong Ping might not be Ling Yi's match. He was also speaking the truth. Compared to the people in the military department and Ling Yi, Fong Ping indeed lacked some life and death experience. Fong Ping chuckled. "If it's a life and death battle, I think I can kill 10 of her." As he spoke, Fong Ping's vitality recovered instantly. His aura was extremely fierce. He said lightly, "I just don't want to take advantage of them. It's not that I can't kill them." Li Hansong was instantly speechless. Ling Yi's indignant gaze gradually dimmed. In a battle of life and death, if Fong Ping's vitality recovered so quickly, how could she fight? No matter how strong she was, if her ultimate move could not kill Fong Ping, then she could only wait to be killed by Fong Ping. The only way to deal with Fong Ping was to kill him forcefully, so that his vitality recovery ability could not be displayed. Fong Ping did not continue showing off. He smiled and said, "Thank you for letting me win, Senior Ling." "Humph." Ling Yi snorted and muttered, "Just you wait. I won't bother you before I reach rank 7. Just you wait when I enter the Grandmaster realm." Before rank 7, Fong Ping's vitality recovery was a nightmare for the same rank. However, after reaching the Guru realm, chi and blood were not as important as they were now. Fong Ping did not take it to heart. He kept smiling and said, "Of those that I've surpassed, no one can catch up to me. If Senior Ling thinks there's hope, then I'll wait for you at the Grandmaster level." Sooner or later, Ling Yi rubbed her chest and vomited another mouthful of blood. Han Su had just looked over when he suddenly thought of something and quickly turned his head. If he continued to look, he would be blamed. At this moment, Ling Yi was staring at Han Su with a dangerous look in her eyes. When she saw him turn his head, she huffed again and looked at Fong Ping, saying, "Your combat techniques have been cultivated to the ultimate stage. Manic Explosion's 7 consecutive slashes are not weak either, but your weakness is also very big. If it weren't for your vitality advantage, you might not have been able to defeat me. It's not a problem for you to kill a rank 4 martial artist now, but if you encounter a rank 4 powerhouse, your combo might be broken. Once it's broken, it'll be your death. You don't even need to use rank 4. Rank 3 Chen Xiufeng and Guxian are both powerhouses in the military. They've been through hundreds of battles. Once they seize the opportunity, the chances of you losing are extremely high. Fong Ping nodded slightly. I know. Manic Explosion is a simplified version of an ultimate move. After all, it has flaws such as time and explosive speed. However, as long as I achieve the 7 slashes as 1, then all problems will no longer be a problem. 7 slashes as 1? Ling Yi frowned. Are you sure you can do it? Fong Ping smiled. At the end of June, I mastered the 5 consecutive slashes. In the battle with Jessa, I mastered the 6 consecutive slashes. In the battle with you, I mastered the 7 consecutive slashes. Now, I'm at peak rank 3 and have achieved collective energy. Actually, I already have the idea of achieving the 7 consecutive slashes as 1. If I wait a little longer, I think I can do it. If I can really do it, my speed will be faster than yours, my vitality will be higher than yours, and my physique will be stronger than yours. Senior Ling, if I meet you again, do you think we will still fight to this stage? We'll talk about it after you've achieved it. Ling Yi, through these words, hefted a gray tax and walked out, scaring the surrounding onlookers into retreating. Before this female student was petite and cute. Now, after the battle, and looking at the scene that was destroyed as if it had been bombed by a bomb, who would still dare to see this woman as a woman? The people from CCMEU left. Fong Ping picked up his Chongdao and was about to leave. At this moment, Fu Changding and the others surrounded him. Tang Songding's tone was complicated. I can't believe you even defeated Ling Yi. Fong Ping's tone was relaxed. Is there anyone in the same rank who is a match for me? I just don't want to bully her. Otherwise, I would have used a big move and blown her up. Beside him, Fu Changding mumbled. You almost blew her up too. Even her breasts are bigger now. Cough, cough. Fong Ping coughed softly. How could you say that? Did I do it on purpose? While they were chatting, Chun Yunxi and an old man appeared in front of them. Fong Ping did not notice them at all. When he saw them, Fong Ping quickly bowed to show his respect. Fu Changding and the old man did the same. Some of the CCMU instructors nearby also bowed to show their respect. South Capital Martial Arts University's Vice-Chancellor, Grandmaster Chen Yaoding, was no ordinary person. He was a peak rank 7 Grandmaster, 1 step away from rank 8. Chen Yaoding smiled slightly, saying nothing. Chen Yunxi, on the other hand, walked over with a smile and said, Fong Ping, congratulations. Thank you, but there's nothing worth congratulating. Fong Ping stole a glance at Chen Yaoding and shook his head. Just as Ling Yi said, I'm still lacking something. I'm not perfected rank 3 yet. When I achieve 7 collective slashes, only then can I be considered truly invincible among rank 3. Then, you still want to continue challenging? Fong Ping pondered as he walked. I'm not planning to challenge Guxian anymore. I want to challenge Chen Xiufeng once. Honestly, I've never fought against martial artists from the military department before. Maybe they'll be helpful to me. Combat techniques and combat experience need to be honed in battle. In other places, other than killing the weak, I'm hiding from powerhouses. There are very few opportunities for me to analyze and digest. An opponent who's on par with me will be very helpful to me. At this moment, Old Man Li appeared out of nowhere and lifted Fong Ping up with one hand. Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. Then his face flushed red, and he said in extreme embarrassment, Instructor, this is a scenic area. They haven't left yet. They haven't left yet. There might be tens of thousands of people. So many people are filming. Old Man Li is too much. Too much. Fong Ping hated himself for not being a rank 6 martial artist. Otherwise, he would definitely beat Old Man Lee until his eyes turned into panda eyes. Old Man Lee ignored him and muttered, "I've really honed my torso bones. I've grown heavier again. Instructor, put me down." Fong Ping was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. Lu Dolly, who was beside him, hurriedly squeezed his way over and quickly aimed his camera at Fong Ping's face. This material was too good. Fong Ping glared at Lu Dolly dangerously and said suddenly, "Lu Dolly, next time, don't randomly spread rumors online about who has an ambiguous relationship with who." Before Lu Dolly could react, Chen Yaoting, who had been smiling without saying a word, suddenly waved his hand. Lu Dolly appeared beside Chen Yaoting while he was still in a daze. Chen Yaoting smiled warmly and patted his shoulder lightly. He said gently, "Young friend, as a media reporter, don't simply report unverified news. It's unfair. Remember this next time." The old man did not fly into a rage, nor did he say anything. He only patted him lightly a few times. Lu Dolly, on the other hand, was like a wooden stake that was nailed directly into the ground. By the time Chen Yaoting finished speaking, half of Lu Dolly's body was buried underground. He could not pull himself out no matter what. At this moment, Lu Dolly was still in a state of confusion. What was going on? What was going on? I was just taking a video and organizing the material. What was going on now? The people around him were so tall. They were all so much taller than him. Even the curious little kid beside him seemed to be taller than him. Lu Dolly was in a daze. He completely lost his ability to think. At this moment, Fong Ping had also freed himself from Old Man Lee's grasp. He glanced at Lu Dolly. This guy was asking for it. Fong Ping had originally planned to save his life, but he insisted on squeezing forward and even wanted to take a close-up of his face. If he did not die, who would? Fong Ping saw that he had begun to struggle, but could not pull his leg out. He said softly, "Yunshi, Vice Chancellor Chen isn't planning to fix him here for the rest of his life, is he?" Chen Yaoting, who was at the side, smiled without saying a word. Old Man Lee, on the other hand, did not care. He said, "It'll be pulled out by nightfall. Stop talking nonsense. Come with me to the Research Institute later." Fong Ping swallowed and shook his head hurriedly. "I'm going to the military department to challenge Chen Xiufeng. That kid went on a mission. He's not here. Then I'll challenge Guixian. He went on a mission too. Then I. You have to digest what you've gained now. It's difficult to combine 7 slashes, but you're not familiar with using 7 consecutive slashes. You have to master it before you challenge him. Try to combine 7 slashes. That's the real purpose of your challenge. Don't just fight for the sake of challenges." "Then I want to go home." Fong Ping refused to go to the Research Institute no matter what. Old Man Lee harbored ill intentions. He measured his weight the moment he arrived, and now he wanted to bring him to the Research Institute. Fong Ping seriously suspected that he wanted to use him as a lab rat for research. Old Man Lee looked at him with a smile. Chen Yaoting, who was beside him, said with a rare smile, "Understanding your own condition properly is still helpful to yourself. Student Fong Ping, don't hide your illness for fear of treatment." Fong Ping pulled a long face. "I'm not sick. How can I not know my own condition?" Old Man Lee, on the other hand, curled his lips and said, "Go and investigate. At least give people an explanation. Many people don't look for you now because they don't have the face to do so. But when old things like us are all dead, who cares what you think? Now that we've investigated clearly, we'll shut their mouths to prevent trouble in the future." Fong Ping sighed and said softly, "Are you going to cut me up? What are you thinking?" Old Man Lee said exasperatedly, "At most, we'll cut some bones and extract some bone marrow. It'll be fine as long as we have a sample. Do you think we'll really extract your brain?" The corner of Fong Ping's mouth twitched. "The more you say that, the more scared I am. I've defeated Ling Yi. I'm happy. Don't you know how to share your joy with me? Old man Li seemed to know what he was thinking. He humphed and said, "Keep a low profile. This is someone else's territory. A bunch of old farts are nearby. If old Chen wasn't here, there might be some shameless old fart who wants to settle scores with me." As soon as he finished speaking, his expression suddenly changed. The ground cracked. In the next moment, half of his body was buried in the ground. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. Chen Yaoding could not help but laugh. He said helplessly, "Trouble comes from the mouth. You asked for it. You know that people are nearby, yet you still gossip. Isn't that asking for trouble?" Old man Li's face turned red. He humphed and jumped up from the ground after a while. He humphed and mumbled, "When a tiger falls to the plains, he gets bullied by dogs." Back then, as he spoke, he was pressed into the ground again. Chen Yaoding's head hurt. Was MCMU like this now? Calling yourself a tiger and the other party a dog in front of a few grandmasters? Li Changxing should be thankful that I did not beat you to death. Looking at his granddaughter again, Chen Yaoding was suddenly worried. Was it really the right choice for him to let his granddaughter go to MCMU? Fong Ping, who was beside him, did not dare to breathe. He would be pressed to the ground. Fu Changding and the others also looked around, pretending not to see old man Li's predicament. He was almost pressed into the ground. After a while, old man Li jumped up from the ground again. This time, he did not speak. Some of the tourists around them had not left yet. Their faces were full of confusion. What are these martial artists doing? A reporter in front had buried himself in the ground. He would not come out even if he was beaten to death. Now, there was another one. As he walked, he suddenly stomped a big hole in the ground. He stomped it twice in a row. What was he doing? After leaving Happy Valley, old man Li suddenly mocked himself Grandmaster, although the Grandmasters of CCMAU did not do anything to him. He did say something infuriating. However, if he was still the longevity sword from back then, so what if he said it? The Grandmaster who suppressed him was beaten like a grandson by him back then. Now he was arrogant. Fong Ping, when you enter rank 7 in the future, avenge me. Beat him up until his head looks like a pig's head. Strip him naked and throw him at CCMU's main gate. Old man Li humphed. I don't stand a chance. There are still others in MCMAU. Fong Ping was silent. Chen Yaoding chuckled. You're already old. Why bother about this? Don't look for trouble. After so many years, your temper still hasn't changed. Old man Li said lazily, Why are you afraid of them? MCMU climbed up by stepping on CCMU. If we don't step on them, how can we stand out? Old Chen, I don't want to criticize you, but SCMU isn't weak either. Every year, CCMU snatches some good seedlings away. If it were me, I would have gone to CCMAU to kick their doors down. SCMU can't even keep the local geniuses. No wonder they're getting weaker. Chen Yaoding laughed again. He did not say much. He picked up Chen Yunxi and disappeared in the blink of an eye. In the void, Chen Yunxi was still hurriedly saying goodbye. Instructor, Fong Ping, I'll go back first. Fu Changding, who was underground, curled his lips. Have I and the Chow Chow become invisible? After they left, Fong Ping observed carefully for a while. Then he whispered, Instructor, don't worry. When I become a Grandmaster, I'll beat all the Grandmasters in CCMU to the ground. I'll make them go to school with pigs' heads. Slap. Old man Li slapped him until he was dizzy. Cowardly bastard. You're still observing for a while. Don't you feel ashamed? Fong Ping complained. Grandmaster, I'm only rank 3. Old man Li laughed. Without another word, he strode away. As he walked, he said, Go back to MCMU as soon as possible. Remember to check when you're back. I won't go to the military department's challenge. Nothing will happen in the military department. If something happens, the military department will just shut down. I'm leaving. Old Man Li was extremely fast. He disappeared in the blink of an eye. After Old Man Li left, Fong Ping muttered, "Hurt my pride." Old Man Li had just been pressed to the ground. He did not seem to care much, but Fong Ping felt that Old Man Li was quite disappointed. Fu Chongding, on the other hand, was slightly puzzled. Old Man Li is a rank 6 martial artist, right? Peak rank 6. Fu Chongding was even more puzzled. He whispered, "A peak rank 6 facing a grandmaster. He shouldn't be so weak. He can't even withstand the suppression of mentality." Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. That was right. A peak rank 6 powerhouse facing a grandmaster should not be completely helpless, right? If that was the case, when a grandmaster met a powerhouse below grandmaster, would they not be crushed to death? He remembered that when he slyly used mentality to suppress the rank 5, the rank 5 had almost broken free, although he did not succeed. Old Man Li, a peak rank 6, was suppressed just like that. Although he was puzzled, Fong Ping said, "Maybe they're just fooling around. A bunch of old kids." Fu Chongding did not say much. Matters involving grandmasters were not something they could meddle in. Fong Ping did not say anything either. The joy he felt earlier had dissipated quite a bit. Not becoming a grandmaster was nothing to be happy about. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.